And I think it was just like, okay, no, we hell to the no, 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 no. They probably start singing that song like, bro, we ain't no, not finna happen. So hold on, let me cut it down. Yeah, we got
They get that,
yeah,
good old
man.
boy
So
back in there.
huh?
They say get that good old boy back in there, even though we don't like
Yeah, but that's what it is. It's like, again, see, this is the game they've been playing now for quite a while, right? We saw it again, even back during the delayed, the last one, right? Um, and it was just a lot of what we probably was suspicious about, right? The idea that okay, it wasn't finessing going on. We're not gonna act like we didn't know that this was not a finesse the second time, right? It was some finessing going on, but it wasn't. It was just they had so much energy behind them that they just overran his ability to kind of do anything to kind of really come at it. Because he was doing some flaky stuff too, right? He was doing a lot of flaky stuff. I mean, he was calling Georgia. He was calling
them.
Georgia like, man, y'all got to find me some votes, bro. And the people like, bro, you can't do that. This ain't no business deal like that. You can't do that. That's this constitutional law, it's civic law. And but it was a little bit of both. They played on his naivety because he's not a statesman, right? He's not a classic politician. He know basic law because he do have, esquires around. He do have lawyers and constitutional laws around him. But again, he's a hothead. You know how that go with Trump. Hey, what's going on,
Yeah.
Mateo? See you in the building. Peace, power, profit. You guys just going live real quick here on YouTube. Just kind of discussing a little bit of the this whole election get down. I feel like I couldn't go to bed without going live and put my little, energy out there into the ether. I got Oprah Brandon on the live with me as well. I'm gonna throw the link in the chat, guys. If y'all want to come on, just have a little quick little, you know, round table discussion, if you will, about what's going on with this election at the moment. Again, still early. It's not a done deal, but it's definitely forcing the issue that if they're gonna pull any kind of trick bag, they better go. They better pull out the yeah. They better pull out they serious rabbit foots and mojo bag to get some votes out this out these they call them the Rust Belt, but it's looking crazy. And another thing too, because I'm sure you saw that as well, over Brandon like Jill Stein, like because they tried to blame Jill Stein for Hillary losing too, right?
Mm.
But she was lazy, right? She was what they call she had that arrogant swagger, right? She thought her name, recognition alone was enough to carry Michigan, those states up there. And she didn't even really go up there and campaign, right up until the election time. And so, Jill Stein just picked up a lot of little straggling votes right up during that time too, and just made that much more a struggle for Hillary Clinton to win. And it's this time around, it's kind of like, okay, yeah, we know the Green Party is not going to win, but they're there to really push the envelope of, yeah, it is time for, more than just a two-party system. And that's another factor too, over Brandon as well, man, that the idea of this two-party system thing is really playing out. And I think people are sick because
Yeah.
they made it so bipolar that are antithetical to the ideal of what we would consider to be a fair, perspective of, like, let's say a third party perspective, right? You got we'll play the thirds game, right? In any great business, business deal perspective, when you're dealing with a supplier, an agent, and a manager and whatever, right? It's the game of threes, right? It's the third mentality, right? Everybody get a third, right?
Mm-hmm.
There, the manager and the agent. Well, guess what? They got a customer just locking out the what? The little man, meaning the American citizen. They just started taking these people for granted and just just took their money straight up in their face and just rolled out with it, sent it, overseas or whatever. So I think people just really, really have a nasty taste in their mouth when it comes to this two-party system again. To do it, to vote, vote with it with the level of I should say complacency that that the candidates are going to really go out and do the bidding of their constituents. I think that ship is sailed. Because I think
100%.
there's a lot of revolt voting right now. People are revolting against the Democrats hard, right?
I mean, look at the representation so far. I mean, like, what has she been doing? How is she carrying herself? Can she really run office? What did she do when she was vice president? Nothing really. Only thing she got going for is the time she spent in I think she was in the Senate, and then she was a lawyer. That's their main focus on those times when she was in that particular office. I mean, you really can't go off of that. I mean, people want somebody that's likable. Unfortunately, in this opinion or in this situation, hate to say it, Trump is the most likable person right now. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
he gets the minds of young people. He gets the minds of like the older generation. You know, them good old boys and the people who's fed up with American uh, United States.
yeah. And it's a lot of, like I said, and that's that rebellious vote right now. I think that's not only very instrumental this time around than even the last time, because they always going to, again, categorize the, Jan 6 as, this was the moment that, America hit its proverbial wall when it was already happening way before then, right? Again, we're talking about, the country's just been hit the wrong way, well before that. We're talking even actually back during the GFC, right? The Great Financial Crisis, right? 2008. I mean, there
Mm-hmm.
was just a lot of people who sat with a lot of resentment and they watched how these politicians grew bigger than what they were supposed to become, right? The idea that this is a republic, yet politicians of today, mainly Democrats, they're big on this whole democracy, propaganda. It's just so verbose and it's just so, repetitive that it makes people really think that, oh, we actually live in a democracy. No, the country is the Constitution was written under republic, doctrines, right?
Mm-hmm.
Meaning the people still hold all the power, right? The people are the government, not the government deciding how the people should, maneuver underneath it, right? And that's what you start getting. You start getting all this draconian energy, all this sense, this overt censorship. I mean, again, COVID was again. I said it earlier before we came on. COVID was that deciding factor. COVID was that the linchpin. It forced people to do some research. They was at home chilling, right? Getting them stimmy checks and buying J's and Gucci bags. Uh, and along the way, at some point, they just like, you know what? Okay, this is crazy, right? Who would ever thought we'd been somewhat of this kind of apocalyptic, kind of fog, so to speak. But that's what it felt like. They couldn't go out. You had the government telling you couldn't do this and do that. And people like, bro, I'm finna revolt against this. Just look, And the main people who were getting caught was who? Dignitaries and politicians. They were
Yep.
still Nancy Pelosi when she went out trying to get her hair done. They caught her out with no mask, no nothing on. And she trying to get her little nasty little wig done. With all this. Like, you couldn't make this stuff up. Boris Johnson, remember the Prime Minister of UK? He was out. They were
Yeah.
partying. They were literally partying on Downing Street. That's like their White House. Pennsylvania Avenue in the UK is Downing Street. In the UK, right? That's their governmental hub. Them just were throwing a party in the people's house, literally. Like it'd be like if Biden was throwing a party in the White House during the middle of COVID while everybody was locked down, and word got out. Like, no, bro, we gonna jump this fence. We coming up, So you couldn't make this stuff up, man. And I think that's what it is, man. That's what it was, bro. I think it, people just hit that wall. They hit that wall. So yeah, it's interesting. Just watching how this unfold for the rest of the night, man. I mean, coming into it, what do you think about it? What do you think? Did you think anything was going to happen in a way where, it will present itself based upon all the money they really loaded into her? I'm saying her meaning Kamala Harris.
Mm.
Did it kind of feel like she may have had, a lot of momentum
Chance.
coming into it?
Honestly, no. I mean, you
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 think
you
so?
can you can. You, I mean, yes and no. I mean, like yeah, a lot of money was thrown at a campaign, but I don't think at the end. I mean, this is my personal opinion. I don't think she had a chance to win.
Mhm.
And they was trying, like they was really trying to push that fight. And
Yeah, yeah,
I think she had to do a little bit more, in my opinion. And wherever that more is, I don't know, but I don't think. Again, it comes back to I don't think she was qualified for that seat, even though she was a VP for an hour and a half, or she was the
literally.
president for an hour.
Well, yeah,
But I mean, you when you're a VP, you need to be out and doing stuff. You know, during the whole Biden and you know that whole Biden's term, she didn't say anything. She didn't do nothing. VP, nothing. Quiet mouse.
yeah,
Even Biden underneath, Obama's administration, he was out talking to people, kissing babies, all this other stuff. But
yeah.
the bag was thrown her way. I think she fumbled the bag, or her team fumbled the bag. Um, I don't know, man.
Now
I don't know.
it was everything that that you can look at, in a perfect setting where, okay, again, we know we've had historical precedents when you literally had, assassinations in this country where they took out one, then the incumbent vice president office to take over. Just my opinion, it felt like that was the case with Biden. He didn't physically, get taken out, but it was apparent, well in advance that they were running cover for this guy. He was literally a walking vegetable. We were making jokes about him, crapping on himself at the Vatican, all that stuff, just like a couple years ago. He
Oh
was
no,
already damn near, mentally terminal to the point where we talking about effective leader. And I'm saying it because, again, I'm proud military, right? We had this thing where we say fit to fight. That's the standard you have to be at to meet the criteria of the military to be what they call an effective, soldier.
mm-hmm.
That has bearing in terms of governmental agency, right? He's the commander in chief. Now, yeah, they could be old, whatever. Granted, they're not taking PT tests like a military person will, a physical fitness test, because it's not so much about that. But they have, they have to answer to doctors, they have to get physical, they have to get checked regularly, because again, they health do matter to a degree in case something happens. Are you fit to be able, to be in control of, the greatest military arsenal on the planet? You know what I'm saying? You can't be, tripping over, or falling off bicycles, then, you got the keys, the nuclear code keys in your back pocket. You think you can crank up the Chevy, you
Oh,
go crank up one of them nuclear arsenal silos, you know. You couldn't make this stuff up. And people, they were aggressively covering for this guy. Yeah. And that's why we kept going in on it. I mean, he didn't get any sleep at Joe Biden for no reason. You know what I'm
right.
saying? He was already creepy from the get-go. All this, stuff he was doing with the babies. Like, dude, this dude
Smelling
been,
girls' hairs and stuff.
yeah, he's been old, it reminded me of that dude on the Family Guy with the little old man with the nose that be always trying to get at them little boys.
That's
That's
terrible.
exactly what this is crazy with this.
Mr. Herbert.
What the name was?
I think it's Mr. Herbert.
Mr. Herbert or something? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So again, they were able to finesse a lot of people, man, and to believe in that, you know, they had all the right ingredients to, to obviously, number one, hold down two proxy wars, uh, fix inflation, which in itself is a monumental task, because we understand the value of what that looks like now, right? We read up on it well in advance before it even became an issue. We were already talking about these are the things that could, equate to inflation. If X, Y don't equal Z properly, then you're gonna have inflation, right? We were talking about this stuff, man. We're doing COVID. We were having these conversations like we were rapid fire with this stuff. Like, dude, this is gonna be the precursor to this, because we understand, we live under the Milton Friedman rule, right? Monetary phenomenon, right? It's the
Mm-hmm.
precursor for what? Inflation, right? You can't be printing all this money out of thin air. and don't have enough supply or production value to balance it out, right? You got to have equal or greater than value of production, right? It's like debt to equity, your credit ratio value. You can't have that. What's going on, brother Snotball? See you in the building. Peace, power, prophecy on the late night. You can't have one without the other. And again, in came them trying to do it all. They just took everything that, again, that they got from their predecessor in Trump, undermined all his policy, scratched a lot of his policies, his border policy, took the little money he was able to try to, put together before COVID hit, and they just went on a shopping spree. That's exactly what they did. Biden went on a whole shopping spree. He found him a good proxy award he can grift off of. His son was getting the bag. Again, a straight, how a crackhead sit on the board of a big energy or a big energy based investment firm in another country. But a full-fledged crackhead, no college education enough to kind of back any kind of corporate C-suite, training, whatever. But he's sitting there on the board of a, you couldn't make this up. Not only Ukraine, he was also a dignitary. Basically, he was running an agency for some investment firm in China. That's the whole issue with the money that they were getting from China. And they actually backtracked that money. We've been knew it, but our government, they play dumb. And layman people, when it's like their guys in charge, they always turn the blind eye and look the other way. You know what I'm saying? So
or their palms get greased.
Say again?
Or their palms get greased.
Yeah, that's why I say we took a hard left turn after the GFC, the Great Financial Crisis. That was the I should say the turn of the public servant, era of government, when they saw how much all these people who methodically got placed in the government, who came from the investment banking world, strategically, again, remember Reagan was the one who really kicked off. Remember, we did the whole documentaries, right? We broke all that down. How, remember that was Merrill Lynch. The CEO of Merrill Lynch was basically controlling, Reagan like a puppet. You had a celebrity came from Hollywood, came right in the government, and et cetera happened, right? They start stacking the deck from that point on. And we talking about, Janet Reno, we're talking about Alan Greenspan, and came what? Ben Bernanke, Janet Yellen, right? These people were strategically being stacked or groomed to now get into governmental agency, to be the comptrollers of your tax dollars. Now, what happens when you give an aggressive stock market minded person, clearly with a selfish agenda, access to taxpayers' money? What's going to happen?
Oh, they're going to ball out.
Couldn't make this stuff up, right? They were forced to do, Dodd-Frank. They were forced to do the bankers. They didn't even want to do that. But Obama was so, he was so gung-ho in trying to take care of the donors who helped them get in. Because remember, Barack came out of nowhere. Didn't nobody know who Barack was before he got, they might know him he come from your state. You may have knew him more than we did. We didn't know this joker. Think about it, he came out of nowhere. All of a sudden, he got thrust into the presidency just because he had a little melanin in his skin. He walked away. He was the greatest. He was the great. What was that movie? That movie with Lapita, like the clone people like us. What was it one? You don't know, eating the rabbits. The people that were clones underneath the fairground. Tether. It was called Tether, wasn't it? I think, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so, yeah.
Wasn't it called Tether? Y'all hit me on the chat if y'all remember that movie. That's exactly what Barack was. He had all the veneer of what we consider to be a black person, right? Turned out he was a whole clone. And he got favor because he was with what we consider to be a black woman. Turned out his whole background was just, it was some straight, Miracle Whip mayonnaise. Like he had no what we consider to be cultural, attestation to say that this guy lived the culture, at least to the point, even if he was, a foreign brethren where he, hung out with the family, he didn't even hang out with the brothers, right? He was raised by old white people. His grandparents went to Harvard. They groomed him. Turned out he was he's like what, second or third cousin of George Bush. So he was already being groomed. You couldn't make this stuff up. So it was easy for him to deceive a lot of people. And that's why people voted for him the way they did. But I'm saying that to say this, that's when I think we took that hard turn. Because he gave Ben Bernanke the keys to the station wagon. And Ben Bernanke just went crazy. He went crazy, printing all that money. They bailed out Wall Street and left American people to hold the bag. I think at that point they knew we got something. If they don't revolt, right, Occupy Wall Street, last as long as it could, it went down in flames, right? If they could have kept that same energy, it probably would have been something. But they gave up. And so here we are today. And I think, like we were discussing basically in the green room before we went live, the reality is that I think people are the 38 hot right now because they're watching them. They're literally watching themselves be replaced by these tethers that was under that carnival, essentially, in the form of these illegal immigrants. Like whole metropolitan cities are being overturned by illegal immigrants coming in, getting, first dibs on a big piece of chicken. They get the big piece of chicken. And you got veterans and people who've been paying taxes. They can't get nothing from the government. All the programs they needed to implement in cities like Chicago, and you couldn't make this stuff up, and they just mismanaged everybody's money and gave it to these, border hopper people and told you to be quiet about it, like in your face. And it happened in other cities around the country. So again, I think that was the energy going into this election where people say enough is enough, because you literally had Joe Biden about a week and a half ago. He's still sending money to Ukraine on the way out the door. Like this, like, like you just, you can just think of those derogatory things. You can say this mofo going out stealing people money. Like he just letting it all be known because they trying to give him the mystique. He's an old crazy man. Let him have his moment at the expense of your tax dollars and your suffering. Right? This is the mindset of most of these boomers. They got away with this mess for so long, they think they can keep getting away with it. Right? They printed all this money. They didn't pretty much wreck these future generations, at least for the next. I mean, you talking about climbing out this hole. It's gonna be ugly. Like people can't even, like most people will hit their prime, but in the last 5-6 years, meaning they were right at that higher learning education aspect to go on into the corporate sector. After putting in all that time work, going down, going through the Chitlin circuit, meaning education, college, higher education, getting their degree, and going into a workforce where they would want to have an inviting environment where they can set up something for themselves, right? Home ownership, which is the biggest thing you could do as a taxpayer, right? Is to be able to make that kind of level of investment out of reach. They ran into 7% interest rates, 6% interest rates on a mortgage. And literally 2 to 3 years before that, it was sitting at, well, let's say 3 years, it was sitting at around, high 2s, low 3s.
Yeah.
That never supposed to happen in terms of a natural market, because that's the slow and steady investment. That's why it's a 30-year note, right? It's a 30-year note for a reason, right? How is them supposed to balloon up over 16, 18, 20+% in a matter of 1 or 2 years? That's unheard of. So you trap 2 ways. You trap as a mortgage owner of a low rate because you don't want to sell and give up that low rate just to pay for something higher, right? Unless you just got it, because those are the only people who really did that. And it puts you in a position where you have to market your house at the kind of standard rate, a lot higher than what it is. As a buyer, first-time buyer, they stuck to, because they're like, well, I got a family. I want to buy a home. Do I wait? I can't play this game because if it don't get better, it can get worse. You see what I'm saying? It's that fear of missing out. All right, that's the whole American, mystique. They always hit you with that fear law. You're gonna lose this or lose that if you do this or lose that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
It's a
over right quick.
yeah.
I'm gonna need to break the point. Do me a favor. Are you on Google? Because I want to see if this is happening on your end too.
I
Uh,
can go on real quick. Yeah, I can pull up Google or something.
yeah, because I don't know if they glitched or they not showing the actual elections anymore.
You said the election?
Yeah, so when you go on Google, they give you like that little background.
Oh,
Which
yeah, you can go. Well, I was pulling mine on the Times. But they have it now. Just it's still up. It should be still up because I just go straight to the well, 'cause YouTube, pumping right wide open right now anyway. But yeah. So let's do a little quick let's do a little quick while we talking.
I don't know.
We should have it up anyway. We kicking it a little bit. I know it's been a minute for us all hanging out. Yeah, let's put that good data up there on the screen so we can have this. Yeah, so of course, as of now, she just won all the states that we just talked about, right? We know she's gonna win California. Of course, they already projected her to win Washington, Oregon, and California, New Mexico, of course, even Colorado. Now, Colorado, they brought them Venezuelan gang members in. They didn't took they didn't took dang near Aurora and Denver. So
You see
they
this?
like they got the pistol to their head. Like y'all better vote blue. But y'all got keep these floodgate open so I can bring in my cousin them. And to think, there's another caravan down there near the border now trying to come in before this election. I don't know if you've been following that, but there's another caravan about it's a little over 5,000 more illegal immigrants trying to get in before the election. They're literally on the way right now.
I've been voting on that.
Like you couldn't make this stuff up. Administration flew people in, they let people in. It's like this is some stuff where you just like, these people really trying to pull this off. They are really trying to pull this off. And that's why I said about her, it's kind of going back to her. She is so, I mean, she's so obviously, institutionalized in terms of as a politician for hire, right? We call them political hookers. Y'all know there's other euphemisms for people like her, right? Literal and figurative in her case. But we'll leave that alone. We'll give her a little grace tonight. Nearly I wouldn't, because the disrespect she did for our ancestry, right? Coming, cosplaying, lying, code switching. She's doing the most, right? She's doing a lot to try to, present it. And then, like always, like in old fashioned, what do? They show up with what? All this ratchetness as a what? A fake representation of Black people. Is if we don't have intelligent dignitaries, people who are highly skilled in their profession of understanding finance, civics, political science, etc., that we can put forth to make again, a very valuable, present a valuable case for why Black people need X, Y, Z. Right? We know that to be the case, but we're the only people who are told that our comedian is supposed to be our spokesperson, our basketball player is supposed to be our spokesperson, football players who barely can read and write supposed to be our spokesperson. Like these are people that they constantly keep trying to make these people be our representation, and that's purposely. We know why. Right? The ratchetness, right? The Cardi B, right? She ain't even the culture. She just parasited off of it. And they got her up here looking, I don't know if you even saw that. They had her out the other night. I was like, look at this. And it was a whole fail. That's another comment. That's a whole other live stream in itself. But I was saying, to me, it was just a blatant disrespect. It was so obvious that what they were doing was slated in them trying to deceive people into going with vibes over reality, right? Over bacon and eggs, milk, cheese, honey, bread, bill payment, light bill. They tried to get people to go with vibes over necessity. And for a hot second, they thought they had something. Because why? They intermingled it with what? The whole abortion thing. They knew the women were going to be, again, as the saying goes, Tupac said it best, men do it what? What the women want, right? It's just, it's just nature, right? Men follow that, the value of, reproduction for what it really is, not reproduction clone or abortion clone as reproduction, which is oxymoronic, right? How is it reproductive rights if you trying to terminate the life of, again, that's another conversation another day, because I know people are, hold up, bro, hold up.
They definitely gonna come for you.
Again, I'm using common sense. That's all I'm gonna use in that perspective. I'm only saying it because that was her only ace in the hole. They thrust her into the front of everybody out of nowhere. Even though we know she was there, but she was never there, right? She gained no extra political clout or scored any points as the VP. Because Biden was so gung-ho in his corruption, what he was doing with Ukraine, and then when by the time the Israel, debacle kicked off, she was just a tag along. She was the DEI hire. Just call it what it is. I'm not gonna miss my words tonight. I'm not gonna miss my words. I never do, but I'm trying to give people the benefit of the doubt, because there's some people out there probably like, they voted for their own reason. But again, all of us come from what? A market prowess mindset. We understand how to follow the money. And big money on the investment banker side of things is not big money on the side of the what? The celebrity side of the house. Celebrities are the paid higher paid help. That's all they are. The investment bankers are the ones who cut the salary, right? Yep. That's the bigger difference. Now we know that the liberal side of things, in terms of who really run a lot of the C-suite that people affectionately know from their brand recognition, i.e. Meta, even though Mark Zuckerberg didn't toe the line for it. And that's what's really important. You got to be very, 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 succinct with the idea of knowing who did not endorse her, that toed the line for Biden last time. Because that's how you got to look at it, right? Because there's always, people who come and go within that, that sphere of, mega donors, as opposed to the names that we just know there's always going to be in the mix, like a George Soros, right? You expect George Soros to always be with the Democrats, right? He is the bullets and the bandages, right? He obviously supports both sides of the war, right? The people throwing the Molotov cocktails and the people getting hit across the head with him. That's what he do. He's the chaos theorem, he is that person, right? He literally brought down a whole part of Europe by itself, shorting them at a critical time in their development, right? One guy, like, you couldn't make this stuff up. But anyway, they kind of knew that was the case with her, that they needed her for the agenda of where they were already trying to ship Americans, to, I guess, fall into this idea of, you guys are not good enough to do this on your own. We need to be able to replenish our ranks. All right. And the first thing most people say, well, what do you mean by that? Y'all know, like I know, there's a big shift coming in the next 20, 30 years. Right? The idea that, as we know it to be, the racial makeup is finna really, really take a hard swing away from the dominant society into more Mesoamerican. It should be us anyway, but they keep tricking our sisters to what? Give up their babies, right? They just keep it a buck, right? That campaign is heavy in Black communities. That's why they're trying to get Black women all emotional about this reproductive right. Right? And the down society women looking at this like, you tell them. While they go home to Brad and they babies. They 2 or 3 babies that they getting through fertility clinic. And you offering yours because you want to party in BS and listen to Cardi B and, look goofy. When the economy going, the hell in the handbasket. And they're thinking like this is sustainable. And it's not. It is not. And there go Georgia. There go Georgia. We knew it was going to go anyway, but they could go and mark Georgia off. Georgia, that's a whole 16 other points. That means he at 246. It ain't changed on here yet, but he basically just took Georgia. I mean, if
what you need now, Pennsylvania and everything.
If he get Wisconsin or Pennsylvania at that point, it's right. Because she had to literally take either Georgia, North Carolina, Georgia and North Carolina, or North Carolina and Pennsylvania. And I'm just saying that from the most basic, stringent perspective of, really breaking down all those different possibilities. I look at this thing so many different ways. I am about them numbers. I was like, let me see what's going, how this puzzle going, the bingo card, basically, like we do with earnings. Her bingo card was already looking, crazy. It was just, they had people so inebriated under the idea that this woman actually had, a viable chance, given all the fanfare and the media blitz bias that was behind her, because we're talking about media, right? What is media? What is legacy media? It's a liberal, it's a liberal lawnmower. It cuts down anything that does not agree with its, bought and paid for agenda. I.e., who are the biggest donors of liberal media, legacy media? Big Pharma. Some of their biggest supporters are Big Pharma, Pfizer, and all that goofiness. And we saw what they did during COVID. Again, y'all get it. But my point is this. They kind of knew they needed enough people to be drunk on the ideal of her that it may just make them go against everything in their consciousness, which is reality based upon what's in their refrigerator, what's in their gas tank, and how much them bills going to be coming in every month for lights and water. And go against that for the idea that, okay, yeah, you get, you go out there and get a little wild and get a little knocked up, you can still get your abortion. People gonna put that over putting grits and groceries on the stove. It's like Dave Chappelle came in the house with like, dude, I don't smell no grits cooking in here. I don't smell no grits cooking. Yeah. Good luck with that. We gave up the grits for, for the one night stand pee or whatever it's called. Whatever. Again, I'm not making it personal. I know the sister feels some kind of way. And if you look at it from even the place of law and the standings of the law, all dude did was send it back to the states. Individual states to deal with even with that. Meaning the Supreme Court did it. It wasn't even really Trump, it was the Supreme Court. Like, how you gonna argue with SCOTUS? It was the courts that did it. But they always got to find a particular person to put on because they're gonna say who. He stacked the court. But guess what? Democrats had 4 years to ratify. Actually, I take that back. Democrats had 3 years to ratify Roe versus Wade. They sat and waited till the Supreme Court took it up on the docket. It was already in the docket file. Keep in mind, President administration know what's on Supreme Court dockets, calendar. They know this stuff. They just sat and waited through it. And then when SCOTUS picked it up, then they want to act like they were selectively outraged when they rendered a judgment on it. Which they knew the odds were, whether they knew it was going to happen the way it did or not, but they knew the odds wasn't in their favor. They already knew that it was a Republican stacked Supreme Court judge. pretty much ruling on the overturning of that. Now they didn't ban it again, they just sent it back to the states. Like each individual state need to deal with that. We don't want to be in charge of making, groundbreaking legislation or law over, blanket people. Right? This whole ideal of church and state, and it's a lot with that, right? It's a lot with that. But anyway, moving on. I think that was her biggest, she was banking on that. She was banking on that. She was saving that bacon. Just like Will Smith or I Am Legend, she was saving that bacon. That bacon, that bacon was just too putrid. They couldn't save it. They couldn't save it. They couldn't save it. That's crazy. Look at the Jill scan. You can look at Jen Stein. Look at that popular vote. 518,000. 508,000 even for Robert, because he's still on the ballot. Even though he's with Trump, he's still on the ballot. This other guy, Chase Oliver, right? They don't even mention his name, but he pulled in 488,000 votes. And this other candidates, now that's sad, because you see, they got other candidates down there. Now we know who the other candidates is down there. who the other candidate is down there?
Hey, I don't know. I was gonna say Kanye, but it's not Kanye.
Dr. Cornell with. Don't even put his name up there. That's that. They let a full Black woman overshadow a real foundation of Black American man in Cornell, not even Dr. Cornell with. Got more credit than this woman, and all of a sudden they shine in white horse.
Hey,
you couldn't make this stuff up, bro. This is like the biggest disrespect ever, and people were going along with this foolishness, crashing out over this. They kept everybody fighting whether or not she was even Black or not, when they know the woman ain't got no black lineage here in this country. They know this. They know Jamaica's a country, not an ethnic group. You couldn't make this stuff up. Any other time, they're very specific. Ain't that something? But when it comes to this again, the man, look, they were deep in their trick bag on this. They thought they were gonna pull this off.
Yeah. Oh, I washed my greens in the bathtub.
Man, they looking on StreamYard right now. I had to come on Zoom quick because I would have had them queued up, them pictures, and boy, I got some good ones. You know what I mean? I always keep me some in that. Oh, dirty tub with some old fresh bunch of collards that's sitting at the edge of the tub. Oh, dirty.
I'm sorry, your means be the best though. Sometimes I be damn.
Man, I got a whole. I'm coming back. I'm coming. I'm coming. Trust me, I'm coming. Man, everything about right. It was going on in my little world. Finally bouncing. Again, just getting my family scenario straight. But I tell you what, man, this election was. It was, man. I'm so happy that people who stood on business, meaning our people who really see the scenario of what they were trying to do for what it is, and they stood on business, they didn't fold. Not just homegrown American Black people, meaning, slave, descendant of slave, but even, our, Caribbean lineage fam, our African, diaspora family, because a lot of them, those were the people who really came to Harvard. Remember, I told you there's only really a few people who really went down with her. Boule Negroes, the Gatekeepers, that was her biggest base. Immigrants from the Caribbean and from Africa. We know why, right? It's the whole idea of, she an immigrant, et cetera, the kickbacks. There's a lot of people in illegal that came from Africa and, even some of them in the Caribbean, right? Haiti, et cetera. Because, of course, they're going to stomp for it because they want them what? Free benefits, right?
Yep.
That's what it was all about. It was a money grab. It was a complete money grab. They saw Biden do it through Ukraine, Israel, and then when they opened up the border, keep in mind, then people are already starting to mass for this big old, illegal invasion during the time Biden and Trump was still going through an election. I don't know if you remember that. Oh, we were talking about it. They kept showing it. It's like, yeah, there's a big caravan of people amassing, getting ready to, bombard our borders if Biden get elected. They knew Biden was already gaslighting and signaling that he was going to let a lot of illegal immigrants in. You remember all those videotapes that they had, and some of them dossiers that came out that he was having those conversations with some of his surrogates. That hey, look, you guys. Meaning he was telling his black constituents, like, you guys gonna have to learn how to live with these, with immigrants coming in, because they finna be the majority. And you better start getting used to dealing and working with them, because we finna let a lot of them in. He literally was on tape saying that before he got elected, or right when he got elected. And then those people, they began marching. All the people from Honduras, Guatemala, Venezuela, all the people in between the little small little country, they were all massing to make that trek to come over here. Like workforce. I sat there, saw this. I went back and started doing connecting those dots and pieces. I was like, man, these people sat here and watched this dude pull this illegal bull crap off. We sat here and watched him actually, they went after Trump for what, Jan 6th for treason. That bull crap, what Kamala and Biden did, that was the most treasonous bull crap ever. You're literally letting unvetted people into your borders. Unvetted. And the end result is what we've seen. The fentanyl, the rapes, the killings, the gang members, the MS-13 gangs swole up. They literally opened up the prisons in Venezuela and let the most harshest criminals out just so they can come over here. That ended up turned out to be true. Remember they tried to say that was fake news? FBI determined it was a whole truth. And the government over there in Venezuela backed up to it. Yeah, and we don't want them back. So they were trying to say, yo, Trump lying, he just being hyperbolic, he lying. It was a whole truth. Just like, remember they lied? Remember the press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, the little curly girl?
Yeah.
2-3 years ago, remember, they pulled up receipts on her. Remember the latest press conference she did when they found that the FEMA didn't have money to pay for those hurricane victims in North Carolina? And she came out, and because when they went and found those tapes. And the Mayorkas, remember the Homeland Security Secretary, he came out and made that live press conference right when Kamala Harris was saying that we had money still to help the hurricane victims, and Biden was saying that. He came out and said FEMA does not have the money. FEMA does not have the. You remember? So somebody had to be lying. He said FEMA does not have the money to deal with these hurricanes. And then Kamala like, no, we got money. Biden like, no, we got money. Karine Jean-Pierre got the money. And people like, where did the money go? Where did all the money that go that, that's allocated for FEMA in the emergency budgets? And they turned out they gave all that money to the illegal immigrants. And she lied, said they did, and they got on tape saying with her literally saying they're taking money from FEMA to house, feed, clothe, and shelter the migrants. That's what it was calling them at that time. Like, you couldn't make this stuff up. They made it that blatant what they were doing. They was really trying to pull a real big finesse. They were trying to pull a whole finesse on American people. So I'm just saying, it's a culmination of a lot of things going on. And I always tell people, man, I'm so happy to be on the right side of history. And I'm saying that because as an independent thinker, as an independent, business-minded person, as we know to be in terms of when you get into the finance world, you realize that from this vantage point, we see everything. We see it first, and we see it on a rolling scale, right? I mean, as it unfolds, we're seeing it in real time. You know what I'm saying? We're watching how Buffett move and Peter Thiel and all these people. We're watching the Jamie Dimon. We're watching how the big money moves, right? Oh. How did the old adage go? You want to get a white person's attention, you mess with their what?
Mess with their money.
enough of their money. Right? Because they're fighting from a place of, you know, having surplus, right? That's it. You're living under a fiat debt-based society. It's not based in what we know to be, you know, again, a true you know, well, again, we're not talking about chattel slavery in terms of, or, you know, agrarian culture and all that kind of stuff, barter. We're talking about, okay, the system, what we live under now in terms of the fiat system, is predicated on an IOU system. A hyper scale IOU system at this point in terms of fiat, because you're printing theoretic money, pulling it from the future, bringing it into the now to buy tangible assets, which obviously going to inflate the price of these things, so that where it prices everybody out if you don't keep up with the price of living to equate to what all that inflation looks like on a year-to-year basis. If your society can't keep up, what's going to happen? Again, wealth gap increases, right? Simple economics, right? We know that to be what it is. We follow the market. But I'm saying that to say this. From our perspective, again, our vantage point, we saw this stuff coming. Because they were not going to be able to pull this off at the level that they were doing. Keep in mind, just literally what? I think at the end of March and April, we had hit the point where we were running $1 trillion deficit. Meaning every month we were running $1 trillion deficit. The tax on that was upward near what? What was like $600, $700 billion, something like that, some crazy number. And the feds couldn't pay it.
Yep. Well, it's now 7. I think it was like 6.8.
Something like a crazy number, right? They couldn't even pay the tax. Janet Yellen had to keep issuing bonds. That's how the market kept going up. We know what it is. We know how the market goes up when it's low breath, not necessarily a whole lot of substantial earnings coming out of these, the companies to make sure that it can, justify a PE at a certain. It's all bond market manipulation. She literally started printing money or issuing a lot of bonds the fall, but actually around the summer, because you started around the summer, July, August of 2023, when they declared that they had turned the curve on the inflation. Magically delicious. And then all of a sudden, markets just started levitating. Not only did we make a hard U-turn, we V, and now we sit up here near 585.90. On low market breadth, just a whole lot of bond issuance, a lot of debt. And while Biden was still sending money overseas, Ukraine and Israel after that happened, and supporting the migrants with FEMA money and all other money he was pulling from other programs. Keep in mind, they pulled a lot of money from the Department of Defense. That's how they needed to fight this proxy war. We were literally in a war with two nations by way of other people's, we were just supplying them with all the money that came out of a lot of their defense budget. And they, buying all the weapons and giving them cash. This was like, these people done lost their damn mind. Right? They are blatantly doing this in people's face. And they think everybody just gullible and stupid and dumb. They didn't bank on the grassroots. Boy, they didn't bank on us. But we were hitting them. Like everybody's crashing out right now. If I go, matter of fact, if I just do a quick little round robin on YouTube, everybody that was towing the line for her really hard and was stumping for her hard, Ricky Smiley, Steve Harvey, D.L. Hughley. Y'all know the rest. Name them in the chat. Y'all already know where I'm going with this. Basically, all the Boulay, Roland Martin, The Breakfast Club, all these, celebrities who they got dirt on them. Going through that, they just turned Georgia finally put it up there. But we already called it already. See, they just turned Georgia. Now you at 246.
Oh, they just did?
Yeah, but we called it, remember, about 15 minutes ago. We were already we already know they ain't doing that. We know it. We know the hustle. But again, all those people who were stumping her, they crashing out right now. They crying, they crashing out, they drunk. I went to Roland. They over there. He got Julianne Malveaux. He got all them shields that were going, the ones who bill him on a regular, all these old sorority and frat hookers and hoes, I'm gonna call them what they are. That's basically what it is. Let's keep it 100. We ain't gotta lie. Our boule are hookers and hoes who are just there to be ahead of all the rest of the fam. They want access. If their candidate don't get hired, they get fired. Their consultant get, because most of them are consultants. That's what they are. Them consulting fees dry up, they finna go through a whole Hunger Game for the next 4 years. Bacardi sellers, crybaby, grown man crybaby Bacardi sellers. Cry more. I don't know who cried more between him and Van Jones. Van Jones can afford to cry though after Jeff Bezos dropped him that $100 million though. He can afford to cry.
Oh,
He got to cry, matter of fact. He's still thinking Mr. Charlie for that $100 million. But the rest of these jokers, Angela Rye, all them type, they can't afford it. They can't afford it, bro. That's why they going so hard trying to browbeat and talk down to black people. Like we children. And a lot of them ain't even from the soil like that. Like this is, like I said, man, I'm so happy though, the change of the guard that's happening right now. Grassroots have really shook up, a lot of this. Our push for reparations, our push and standing on lineage business in terms of knowing that purely from a government agency perspective of a body politic, we've been needing to do this. And it's not to be spiteful, it's just that we've been trying to carry the water for everybody. We carried the water to get people over here, and as soon as they got over here, what did they do? They gave us their behind the kiss. They start siding with the power structures, undermining us. Like none of these jokers will be over there without the civil rights. 14th Amendment, all that stuff, that was all us. White folk, they want nobody over here. they didn't want us over here. And we built the country. They were still trying to kill us and kick us out. Go back to Africa. Remember, every other day was go back to Africa if you don't like it. Right. We ain't seen that Africa in 500 years. What you talking about? Oh, you know that, bruh. Again, that's why I say overbrand. I'm so happy, man. A lot of our people woke up, man, that we waking up. We realizing that it's like, again, no businessman I know defers his agency over his, business acumen and wherewithal just to put in the hand of, a surrogate, number one, that he ain't vet, and number two, where he can't have enough, IP control over the growth and direction of what, number one, he's deserving of for being a founded businessman, and also where he's trying to take his country, his company. Like again, we used to make the analogous back when we used to live stream. That's like you walking up, find a stranger on the street, say, here, hold this 10,000, I'll be back by 6 months, to pick it up from you. Homeless guy. Okay, yeah, drop that bag off and come back 6 months. You'll be waiting. You'll be still waiting. Right. Like this is the mentality of what they were really trying to present to us as this is normal behavior. And a lot of people went for it, they fell for it. So again, I just say this, man. This has been a very interesting scenario. Now, look, even the Senate races are finna be crazy. And they were going really hard trying to say that there's no way that, well, I say to that, most of the real hardcore dominant pundits who follow this up, statisticians, logisticians, people like that, they kind of made it very clear. If Trump is to win in a way where at every perspective of where they try to count him out from at least the base of most of the swing states, they figure a divide, because you know how Wall Street works, right? Wall Street hates uncertainty. They had start pricing in the Kashi markets. I don't know if you follow the Kashi markets, right? It's a betting app now, but the pilot markets used to be the one that everybody followed. Now they got the new thing called the Kashi market. You could bet on, election candidates. Oh, you can bet on anybody on this stuff. But it was up and down as of last week because they really felt like he was going to run into a lot of problems at Pennsylvania. That's why they kept marketing hard to Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin. But we knew that was going to be a problem anyway. Why? Because of what? The Muslim vote, right? Like, you can't have it both ways. You can't, rub Israel's feet and still trying to wash Palestinians back. That's what they were trying to do. They were trying to play both sides. The Democrats, that is. And they didn't bank on these people saying, okay, look, we already been treated like, crap right now. I mean, our homeland, we see what's going on as far as our foreign national status. Yeah, we in America, at least we're safe. But guess what? Gas high, rent high, mortgage high, grits high, groceries, all this stuff. I got to be able to survive if I can have any kind of aspect of being able to, to be an agent for my people. So guess what? I'm going to go with the economy over what? Over vibes. They didn't bank on it being that much of a potential catalyst that Trump can really, harness in a way where I already felt like, dude, this ain't even finna be what they finna say it is. I've been silent for my own reason, but a lot of stuff that I've been putting out has been putting things in a perspective where I like, dude, this ain't finna be this. It's not even personal, even though it's personal for me in some aspects of her cosplaying my ancestors, but I'm just saying from a business perspective, because as market participants, we just figure out, we're trying to figure out how's the market gonna react. Markets hate uncertainty. If they don't get the level of gridlock that they want, in terms of policy value, market's gonna sell off. Now, if you have a sweep in the Senate and in the House, that's gonna look real crazy for Wall Street. They're gonna have to make a decision like literally overnight. Either they're gonna have to sell off, they're gonna sell off with the idea that Trump, he's gonna hit them because them tariffs, it's coming.
Oh yeah.
And he's gonna have both houses to be able to enact this policy. Because he's gonna put the fear in all those rhinos and the Republicans and name only who went against him when they after Jan 6 and all that. He's gonna start going after them. Now, all the things that they're afraid that he's gonna do to his so-called enemy, they did it to him. Ain't that something?
Mm-hmm.
They tried to assassinate this joker. This is 2024, dog. They tried to assassinate this joker like 3 times, dog.
Yeah, missed every time too.
Like, buddy, you got to be the worst pistol shooters on. They got some little dirty little pistols. They can't tell me. Y'all got all this money, y'all. And it's so obvious who pumped these people to do this stuff too. It's so obvious. Yeah. That's what's sad about it. Like, they know we at a point now where we just know that these people are ratchet. These are not no lone wolves. Like, bruh, it's like they need to stop. They know these ain't no lone wolves. And they just feel like people gonna go along with this. So I just say, man, look. Let me just stop sharing for a second. Go to somebody, pull up these dudes. Man, it's finna get real in the field. That's all I'm gonna say, guys. It's about to get real in the field. And it's crazy. What's going on, Savvy FX? I see your guys over there. Chaos, what's up, bro? What's up, bro? Yeah, I threw the link in there if y'all want to come on real quick. I ain't gonna be on too long. I'm just, getting off my, we got to get this off. We got to get this information out. We got to put our stamp on history too.
Right, quick.
Well,
I was gonna say, what do you think about Jerome Powell? What's the turnout for him?
Now here, because that's on the docket too.
Yeah. Now,
President, by all intents and purposes, on the constitutional law, he can't outright fire him. Unless there are some part of provision out there that it probably is somewhere in there, but it has to be Senate. He's a Senate appointee. It's like how Supreme Court justices kind of go through their vetting process. Remember, the Senate got to whoever that Senate president candidacy is, they got to vet them through. It's that kind of scenario, right? It's like a fellow, right? He's a senior fellow, blah 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 blah. It's the same way with him, but I think Trump may know something that we don't know. And it might be some kind of provision out there somewhere, but I think Trump gonna go after it, regardless, or he gonna make it so uncomfortable for if Trump win, he gonna make it very uncomfortable for Powell, because he ain't never forget Powell from the last time. And
No.
remember, he was threatening Powell before the election. He was telling him what? Not to cut interest rates before the election.
Right.
And they was telling him, if you're gonna cut interest rate, you better do it during the summer, right? They were trying to push him to do it during the summer. Get it out of the way now. Don't wait to, into the after, the August break, going after Labor Day to make that, that move, because it's gonna be too close to the election. It's gonna be looked as if you're trying to what? Sway popular opinion. You're trying to help Biden, which it wouldn't have helped Biden anyway, because Biden, he was just a ticking time bomb going into that debate. Because soon, he got to debate, it was over for Biden. He crashed out. Man, he crashed out so fast. That joker, he was sitting on paper straw wheels on the Chevy. Them little rims, a net would have landed on the rim, they would have clapped. He was so bad. Straight train wreck. They hid him in the basement so long, it was just only a matter of time before they figured out that, he was definitely emperor with no clothes. And again, this is what's, my opinion, what's happening with her. She is an empty pantsuit. She got them little chopper suits like Hillary Clinton.
Oh man. Oh man.
Boy, them chopper suit, boy, women gotta be killing me with these chopper suits. Man, look, whatever happened to, okay, I'll leave that alone. Move on, Doc. Whatever happened to women being women, man? Put on, look, all right. I'll move on. Let me move on. But somebody gotta say it, man. Somebody gotta say it. I'm too old. I just had a birthday. I'm getting too old for this, man. Y'all know my mentality. I don't dance unless I'm jigging. I ain't scratching unless I'm itching. I'm not gonna sit here and miss my word. Again, these folks don't pay me. I ain't got to worry about, somebody coming for me, and that's just a part of understanding, man. People who are forced to bridle their tongue only because of the system having padlocks on their livelihood. It's tragic, because again, they are forcibly trying to get people to go along with this massive takeover. And that's what this is about. This was them literally reframing the narrative and saying that everything that they was trying to put on to Trump back that he would possibly do, they were already doing it. They weaponized the courts against dude. They weaponized policy against American citizens and draconian laws, censorship, et cetera. Remember the WikiLeaks papers? Mm-hmm. That stuff's still fresh. Bro, they were literally colluding to take away your First Amendment rights. Democrats, they had whole dossiers. They had dossier on the black voters. Remember, they's like, whatever you do, never promise black voters nothing. Just agree with them, but never promise them. That leaked through the WikiLeaks papers too. People forget that. That was all Democrats doing benign neglect in 2024 on this side of the 21st century. Make it make sense, bro. That's an old policy from the pre-60 days, back in the civil rights days. So that tells you they've been doing it all the way from that point, post Dr. King, civil rights, all the way until today. And they just kept nuancing it and dressing up on the different perspectives. That's why they've been trying to divide us from our women. They did it back then on the welfare program. They're doing it today under what? Women's rights and abortion rights. Stop. And Karen's doing it right long, egging on black women to fall for that goofiness while they go on to their man. Black women don't want out there trying to stand like she's a champion for what? All this goofiness. You couldn't make this stuff up, bro. I mean, like, somebody got to say it. Because you're not going to get it from legacy media. Everybody's in on it except conventional wisdom thinkers, common sense thinkers. Men know what's up. That's why men was the focal point of this election. Were they not? Especially black men. Boule black men is not our echelon of black men. You see what I'm saying? There's even a division or a brewing civil war in our ranks. It's been needing to go down this way too. You got to be able to expose these people. Again, the Ricky Smiley's, the D.L. Hughleys, the Steve Harveys, all these traitors. Remember, Remember, Steve Harvey was going hard for Trump when Trump won.
No, no.
He was going hanging out with Trump. He was going to Trump Tower all the time. He was getting bags of money. He was getting policy to help this little situation. The most two-faced, well, we knew he was already, a snake. Again, AIP to Bernie Mac, them and Cat Williams, they've been new. Steve Harvey get down. And it's not a coincidence that D.L. Hughley was the same way. It was obvious what that whole Kings of Comedy scenario was all about. You had three Negroes, I'm calling what they are, that was, some posers, DL, Bernie, not Bernie, DL, Cedric, and Steve.
Yeah.
And then you had Bernie Mac. Like all this stuff was just so obvious, bro. Again, I know we kind of rambling a little bit, but I'm saying that to say it's about connecting the dots. The political sphere is the same way. Because we're taught to follow how the markets are shaping up to, as a forward-thinking mechanism, how they look forward into opportunity based upon, i.e. policymakers, i.e. Industrial, boom cycles, right? We know what we talk about, boom and bust cycles. There's nothing new to us. We know what that looks like. It typically happens in, in an inadvertent, economic situation where we're dealing with, again, post-COVID, flushing all that bad, bad decision and bad money out to bring in good investment dollars. What does that look like? How long does it take? We were clearly on the record saying that this was going to go well into 2020, 2024, 2025. We were saying that way back in 2021. We got the receipts to prove it. We were saying it in 2020. They said, we was like, this is going to take at least 3 or 4 years to iron all this out. It's too much, cheap money in the system. This money going to slosh around back and forth. It has to have a proper outlet in order for it to be an effective money grab. But the money grab turned out to be a CEO money grab. That's why they kept cashing out. CEOs and investment banks cash out on all that taxpayer dollar money that was dumped into the market to sustain it. They walked away with the bag. Americans walked away with what? With the bill. It's the old playbook. Biden knew that he can get away with what he was going to be able to get away with because he had everybody that he needed in his corner to provide cover for him to do that, at the way that, a lot of citizens were being polarized and shamed for not going along with their agendas to do all this evilness that they were doing, in terms of, again, literally taking your tax dollars money away from you in real time, telling you that their need to support a foreign national country is much more important than your livelihood, on for the fact that they have that you need. What do they have in Ukraine that you can't live without right now in America? Go. Here's how you know they're alive too, because how long Russia and Ukraine been at war now?
Well, 2 years, a year?
Google it real quick how long they've been at war. Damn near the whole President Biden presidency. So what did we really miss, from Ukraine that we couldn't get from other nations? That we just had to have from Ukraine enough to want to protect them. Well, again, based upon all the research that we did way back anyway, we knew why they was trying to protect Ukraine. Ukraine had got a plethora of dirty dossier, money on the book programs going on in Ukraine that they were using as literally a little test subject, country, just so they can spy on Russia. Same way they do in Kuwait against Saudi Arabia. This is the playbook of America. Sad thing with them, they were using it as literally a depot for WMD. Right in little old Ukraine. Level 4 biological labs to produce biological warfare. Couldn't make this stuff up. Barisma contracts, all of a sudden that, body crackhead son sits on the board on him. His teeth literally look like little gremlin teeth for smoking so much crack. But he's sitting on the board. Bruh, make it make sense. A whole crackhead. They can never demonize brothers in the hood that's on crack ever again. And then all of a sudden he get all this sympathy for being a crackhead. He wilding out, pictures all over the internet, him wilding out. He carrying around pistols, breaking laws, felony charges. Ain't nothing happening to him. Make it make sense. Again, this was a whole grift. This was a whole nasty setup. So again, I'm just saying, it's all coming to a head. It's, you got to be able to rationalize this stuff in your mind every day because you live underneath this stuff. You're like, these people can't be that serious. They that serious, bro. They were that serious. They just knew y'all wasn't gonna rebel. This ain't, Compton and SWAT days, all over the Watts days, all over again. This ain't old school Detroit, turn up Detroit, right? What up, though? Right? Right? It ain't, the shy, old school Chirac, the old school Chirac, though. All right? They know, man, they've been trying to flood the zone for a reason. And keep in mind, they trying to flood the zones of all the what? The major black hubs. Make it make sense. They sent majority of the people to predominantly black ran metropolitan hubs. They're trying to dilute. Now in the stock market world, we know that it's a form of what? A public offering, literally, dilution. They're trying to dilute the black value. How the saying go? They got them some new ones. But again, so it's just interesting, man. I'm watching this stuff and I'm like, you know what? This is crazy. This is crazy. This is really, really crazy. It's all coming to a head. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, would you say this is better than the soap opera?
Man, this is some As the World Turned, Bold and the Beautiful. What the old school? Old school soap operas. Some old black women used to watch back in the day. What? They be cooking greens and watching soap operas.
Right.
On weekdays
and stuff.
Yeah. Like this stuff is crazy, man. So again, it just, again, just having to get this off my chest. They pulled every stunt imaginable. They brought out every hooker type of, celebrity that you can think of. Because they pay for they all of them got a bag. None of them, not one celebrity did it on the strength that they really were concerned about the country. All of them got a bag from
it. Even Obama and Michelle.
They was God. Oh my goodness. That was the worst. Like they ran Barack behind out the paint so fast. I was about to say something else. They ran him out the paint so fast. Like he can never come around black. He got to be insulated around Secret Service and them other folks from here on out. His only chance was being able to get in and down, talk down on us was if they was able to pull off this surrogate win with her. Because she's a surrogate of him. Realize that. You know how that go, right? It's down line. Like the same way you do down ballot voting, whoever they arch, candidate was, or they prize possession, or they win a racehorse, that was Barack. Yeah. Biden is a surrogate of Barack, and definitely Kamala is. It would have been Hillary if she had a chance. But remember, he overtook her. Barack did. Yeah. So he became the linchpin Democrat. He's, he King Cooper. You take him out, it's a wrap for everybody else. And so, yeah, they can forget about it. And we knew this was going to be a throwaway election anyway. We were saying this stuff to, man, well, I got some archives. Ooh, I got a whole throwaway campaign. They were actually trying to see if they can pull this off. You got to think about it. She was selected, not what? Elected. It's the old adage, selected, not elected. What's going on, old Marquis? T-Spawn Prophet, man, it's been a minute. You slid in here. What's going on, man? I can't hear you. Check your mic. You probably been a minute. You probably like me, had to go in and tinker around with the sound. Still can't hear you. Then whenever you get it right, we'll hear you. Yeah, take your time. Good to see you in the building, man. Yeah, man, like this was a whole finesse. Legacy media, forget about it. All of them crashing out hard. All of them crashed out hard.
What does this do for the stock now?
For the stock market?
No, for his stock.
For DJT, Dump Truck?
Yep.
Oh man. I don't know if you saw a post about it earlier today. I was already, I got it in. I make sure I get it in before the election because I don't, I joke and be like, oh, you might, hello, you ain't know that. Like, bro, look, they kind of know. Here's how, we have a way of being able to check this stuff. What do? We go to the what? The option flow chart. Oh yeah, if you went to DJT option flow chart anywhere from 1 p.m. up until the bell rung today, you saw the premium doing what? Skyrocketing. Now we know that comes with a high level of risk because we didn't know how, and how this is gonna go down, and it still ain't over. But the idea of how the betting markets work in terms of how we follow them, be it Kashi, Kashi betting markets or the poly markets. Over the weekend, they had Trump not necessarily in a comfortably, but they really had him at a place where he was good to go. Barring him doing any kind of, doing any crazy gals or anything goofy, because again, for what it worked, him bringing out that little silly behind dude in Madison Square Garden, the little comedian that made the little dirty jokes.
Yeah.
That took some luck. All you had to do was just cruise. All you had to do was just shut up and cruise. And then, dude make a little joke, not call it distasteful, racist, whatever. But again, comedians don't even have, they can't even be comedians anymore. Meaning you can't mix comedic value with political theater anymore because it's looked at as whatever. But guess what? Did not the Democrats do it though?
They did, yep.
What is D.L. Hughley? What is he?
Comedian.
A whole one. And our comedians, how our comedians get down. We get real grimy with it. Right? Comedians try to be all, meticulous about their comedic, banter. We got to get grimy with that. We'll be cussing jokers out, all kind of. It get, we hit hard, but when we Jones, we Jones. When we rank, we rank. When we roast, we roast. You had that joker cussing us out, literally, for East Indian woman. Literally calling people stupid, and he was going typical Roland Martin playbook. Y'all heard what DL was doing? And then he's somewhere right now probably eating a whole frozen crow. The choking on the feathers. Oh, DeMar, look, again, real quick, let's go back to the poll real quick. It's so crazy, man. All dude need to do is win one. He need to get one. He just need to win one.
One state.
Meaning out of the battleground ones. He just need to win one more.
Oh, he already got Alaska.
But you know you're gonna get Alaska. Alaska straight. That's Sarah Palin land. You know that's
Oh
caribou land.
yeah,
Boy, that's all. That water, the real, the method and the criminal. That's what they run to. This old school white folk who don't want to be around nobody black. They run to Alaska.
mm,
That's straight Republican. They ain't never been blue ever. I don't think. No, I mean they conservative. Clearly, it's cold up there. Them people, they live all the land. They conservative. They ain't thinking like none of this. Don't come up there with no purple hair unless you got peed on by a walrus or something. You come around there with no purple hair towards you talk about a trans what? You finna transform on up out of here. We don't do that up here in Alaska. Look, they run you right on
transform
up out
to
of
that
here.
little tight box.
Man. Look, because you only need one more. Between Michigan, look, this is what? 10. This one's what? 15, Michigan. And Pennsylvania's the biggest one of all, right? If he get Pennsylvania, it's really a wrap. And he's leading right now with 92% of the vote in. Well, it's probably up a little bit more than that. It's probably around about 93, 94%. Because, that lag.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Bro, y'all probably watching like I was watching. Them guys that were walking around, asking people who they're going to vote for, them people, those guys are the true winners this year. Grassroots type of reporters, grassroots advocacy, grassroots agency is the winner of this election right now. Our non-vote was a revote against this cosplaying, cackling behind, grifting behind, trick bag, finesse that they were trying to pull on us. These people didn't put a whole East Indian Irish woman in our face and tried to act like she was
black.
I still feel offended when I think about my aunties, my people. Man, I still feel it. I was irritated. And I ain't take no days off posting about her every day I could. It get to the point where I know, like, a lot of people lost a lot of, constituents and friends behind this election. It was that bad. And I didn't make no definitive value. It's not like I was caping for Trump. I was like, dude, you ain't finna cosplay my people and not get this work. So again, let it be known, we finna put you out there because she a whole fraud. She faked it in a $4 bill. And, this will be twice. Well, this will be a third time, but twice no one voted for her. They shot her down the first time in 2020. Then they shot her down again doing what? Doing the whole Biden situation. I mean, right before they kicked them out of the presidency run for the next presidency, when they found out he was incompetent, she had the lowest approval rate of any vice president ever in American history. Make it make sense, bro. How she go from the lowest, basically the lowest rating ever for a vice president to the hottest thing on the block.
Like you said, she was selected.
Make it make sense, bro. They were hating this woman. Literally a month before Biden went down in flames. They were hating her. Legacy media was going in on her. CNN was going in on her. You know what Times were going on her? LA Times. All the big publications were going in on her. They were going in on her. And all that magically went away as soon as they kicked Biden out the way and selected her. Make it make sense. Where they do that at, bro?
Right quick, I want to play devil's advocate. What do you think Kamala Harris could have did right doing this?
What she could have done right?
Yeah.
It's only one thing she could have did when it came to the black vote, because see, they look at the black vote as the surrogate for what? The Democratic establishment. They played us so much to the left so for so long and got so comfortable with mistreating us that they thought they had us sold up. Remember, they pulled it with Barack. They got 8 years out of Barack tricking us. They thought we wasn't going to wise up. Even you had people in the hood that was standing on business finally. We saw the video. We saw the people walking up Talking to him like, who you gonna vote for? Even look, the same people Barack was trying to talk down on, talking about calling people Poopy and Pookie and Ray Ray. No, damn well he ain't never go around no Pookie, no Ray Rays. Not one. He got talking points from these surrogates and these boule shields who gave him on the talking point and had him talking to us like he, from the block. They tried to do the same thing with her. And it failed miserably. Because people like, it's the old adage, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Shame on me.
We shouldn't be fooling black people that much, bro. We may not get adequate representation from the people we send in Washington like we supposed to, but I'll be damned if you act like we the most sharpest knives in the toolbox when it comes to having good discernment. Black people got outstanding discernment. We just don't have political voice because our representation is garbage. Look at the Black Caucus, garbage. NAACP, garbage. Rainbow Coalition, Al Sharpton, all that push, garbage. Southern Christian Leadership, garbage. I'm gonna call it what it is, garbage. How long has there been agency and advocacy for us and ain't got nothing really done for us? Garbage. At some point, you just gotta call stuff out what it is. We say in the hood, what? It's a dime holding up a dollar. Slap a bum, make them holler. Basically, get out of the way. You're right, we trying to get this bag. You in the way, blocking. That's what them people are. Gatekeepers, they blockers. They got comfortable not giving us nothing and using us to do everything they want to do under the sun in our face. It all came to a head. It's coming to a head. It's not going back to. Think about when you woke up. You got, when a lot of us became, actively conscious. We were already conscious, but when we became actively conscious, meaning our advocacy caught up with our consciousness, we started moving in a way where our decision making was based upon what was really solely in our best interest. And we were unapologetic about it. That's what consciousness really is about. Now, other people can't define what that is. They just twisted it like they always do. They try to demonize. When we come up with something, they get it and demonize it. White folk call it woke. Down the way, no black people from the block call that junk woke. We call it consciousness, or we just, we awaken and we on our what? We just moving different. No different. So again, her perspective was if she really wanted to be the surrogate for black people that she was attempting to cosplay because her handlers told her to do that. Keep in mind, her handlers pushed her up to do this.
True.
How do I know that? Because everything that she went out and presented to the world was so scripted that it was what? Cringe to sit there and listen to her say that mess over and over and over and over again. It was the same line. I grew up in the middle class. When I grew up and she didn't even grow up in America like that. She was anchored here, and then they went to Canada. Doggone well, if you spend majority of your, I should say, middle big kid childhood, like if you spend anywhere from 7 years to around 15, 16, you didn't grow up in America. Because that's the time you get all your base knowledge, come from the culture that you're around when you going through that, pubescent area, puberty and all that. She grew up most of that stuff in Canada, bro. She came back, she was like, 17, 18, somewhere around there and went to college.
Mm-hmm.
So how she grew up in America? I'll wait. See, people always skip the attention to detail when they feel like they want to be intellectually lazy. Investors, we don't have that luxury. We can't be intellectually lazy. One bad step can cost you a whole bag. You ain't finna find no slouchy, lazy person who's in the game that do what we do on a high level and act as if our political acumen or our, research acumen ain't on par. At least from enough where we can kind of, make things out to be what they are, meaning put two and two together. They couldn't rub two nickels together to make this woman be a whole dime. It just wasn't gonna happen. Because her past was too jaded. Everything about her was hidden. No one really knew who she was. Every time they tried to pin her down to figure out who she was, she ran. Or they hid her the same way they hid Joe Biden. They hid Joe Biden literally for 3 years, bro. That man was toast day one. They hid him in the closet, in the basement, as one would say. So again, if she were gonna come to the block with what? Tangibles, it was gonna be a no-go out the gate. Because grassroots already had set the agenda of policy. You know, not that anybody had to, but I went to both of the rallies for reparation. They were monumental successes. They thought they were going to fail. From those two alone, it really kicked the grassroots to the next level. All the reparation push that was happening in California, a lot of that was backed on the energy of us. What's going on right now, I think is it Tennessee and a couple other states, they started to really go after these they state for reparation now. Grassroots. It got to the point where first they laugh at you, then they talk down on you, then they want to fight, then they want to listen later. That's the whole mentality of what Democrats were doing. They tried to downplay it until they couldn't. And right before they fired Jamal Bowman out of New York, remember he tried to go bad, jump bad, and go against the Democrats, start speaking about reparation. Like, dude, you had a whole time in Congress to do it. Why are you trying to do it on the way out the door? You want black support. They did it with that one lady too that they primated, the Jewish people primated her. I forgot her name, some black woman, what state she was from. Anyway, it was the same scenario. They only tried to run the black people right when they knew they were about to get fired. You can't win that way. Candace Owens tried that mess. She was going hard for the other side. When they fired her behind, she came right back to the black folk trying to do it. Come to the cookout. It's like, no, I'll take your little, go on over there. Go get that little cold hot dog and, go sit your own little grill up in the corner. But no, you can't chill with us. Like, bro, you can't do this. You can't be like the two sides game plan don't work no more with black folk. And I'm happy that it doesn't. Because at some point we need true advocacy. When people are gonna stand on business, they're gonna be independent mind, and they're gonna move in a way where, again, you couldn't, man. What's going on, IOR? See you in the building. Peace, power, and profit to you, fam. So I'm just saying, man, again, just my opinion over. I think, man, if she wanted to really be by that life, she would have came right out the gate talking about the things that she knew that was going to be an instant success in black, in the black constituency mindsets. You got to come with the tangibles. Again, name me a Democratic presidency that ever came to us with tangibles right out the gate, and we didn't have to twist their arm for something. Name one. Bill Clinton played the saxophone. Obama sung Al Green and Amazing Grace. Hillary Clinton tried to do the Dougie with Roland Martin and brought hot sauce to a fake cookout, and they ran her pasted behind right off the block. Kamala tried to come with collard greens.
In the bathtub.
Collard green. What black woman, put bacon in her collard green? Go.
Damn. That's where she failed right there. That's what she messed up at.
I put a little garlic and a little bacon. See, my secret ingredient is bacon. We put bacon and cabbage. You know she was called playing. Bacon going in cabbage, fat bacon or what? Smoked meat or ham hock go in collard green.
Oh shit.
Bro, it was just so obvious. I was like, and she had these old boule Negroes right in front of her that she was always talking about, this is how I make my green. And the black girl was like, ooh, I know them green. And the dude, remember that one scene where they had the little black dude with her and that black woman? And they were like, ooh, I know them green. Like, I know you have. And I was sitting there like, they can't be serious.
Oh
That's how
shit!
they cook greens in East India. We don't cook no greens like that over here. Disrespect
In the
my auntie,
bathtub.
man. Man, I want to shoot through the computer screen at this. Like, man, you don't get out of here with that foolishness.
You said I want to shoot the screen.
Man, ain't no black woman gonna let you near the kitchen coming in there with that goof and they telling something. Y'all want me to do the green? Man, everybody gonna stop and you're gonna go dead silent. Everybody gonna turn and look at you. Am I lying? Who is this talking about some cooking some green? You get out of here. That what they put it out? Bruh, I come from them type, like, look, y'all know what it is. I ain't gotta say it.
Shit, you don't even go in the kitchen.
Bro, you can't even cut a corner in it. You get a whiff of it through your nose, you keep moving. Keep it pushing.
Shit, you might get a peek.
Maybe. And you gotta be eye hustling in real bad. Bro, them old women ain't letting you near the kitchen when the aunties get in there. That's why all the men go outside back and drink, because they just sit there like, they throw them a little dirty little hot dog on a little fire, because they be back there starving. That food smells so good. The dog be barking, the men hungry. They just throw you the hot dog on the grill somewhere and wait.
Throw some links on the grill. We'll be done in a minute.
Man, eat some Vienna sausages or something, because you ain't finna go in that kitchen. Bruh. I'm like, man, this like got to be the biggest cosplay grift ever. And they literally tried to pull it off as such.
And for me it was just like you said, it was scripted, it was telegraphed. It looked so fake. It looked like
it was so fake.
It was a movie. Like it was a bad play.
Like, bro, this picture they got her. You know this picture right here? That picture back during her Senate days. I think she was like, what, about 10 years younger, so around there?
Yeah.
They want a whole 60-something years old now. And she look, well, you know, it don't take, but president to drag you, boy. The other day when she was out on the campaign trail, she was looking horrible. They already said she was an alcoholic.
Oh, she's drinking right now.
It was clear that she was on the Aki. And they say she might have been on that Colombian Bam Bam. They tried to say that. Remember they found that bag in the White House? They said it might have been her. I ain't making this up, right? I ain't lying. Somebody put up a video the other day when they showed this was a guy who deal with addicts, and they literally got a video out diagramming this stuff in a scientific, clinical way. This is how people who are on cocaine, how they act. They showed her, she was going through the motion. The uncontrollable laugh, her eye was glossed over. She kept hitting her nose and doing all. I'm not making this up, bro. I saw something the other day. I was like, God, dog, ooh, boy, ooh, wee. Because she's short tempered. She's short. Remember, she's short tempered. She got bad temper. She had a 92% turnover ratio of her cabinet, meaning the people who are around her stay quick, they'll get fired. That means
92%.
90. She's at 92% going into the election. Pull it up. She's at 90% turnover in terms of her inner circle, and people already complaining about how she is and how she got a bad temper. Some people trying to say Biden rubbed off on her because Biden like that. These people are trash, man. They just put on the veneer like they statesmen. These people are high-paid hookers and hoes. Excuse my language. But somebody got to say it. And that's really the real deal holy feel. And all you hookers and hoes know how I feel. Come on, Snoop Dogg, come through. Ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. They got me going crazy. Bruh. Somebody got to call it like it is, man. At some point, disrespect gets too bad. Like, dude, Trump even about to win the popular vote too, bro. He about to win the popular vote and the electoral college. And this is not a endorsement of Trump. It's a disdain against the Democrats. That's the part about what slow people don't understand. Your vote can be a revolutionary vote too by not voting. There's a thing called abstaining. Why do people act like that's not a choice? If there's no policies, that align with your reality, you don't waste your time. A vote is transactional. Period. Not for debate or discussion. They got a lot of these people on this little reading rainbow bus that they gotta feel like this. Gotta go out there and toe the line for these disrespectful, ignorant behind Democrats. And they just crash and burn tonight. Breakfast Club crashing out tonight. Again, Roland Martin, they over there drunk on Roland Martin live stream right now. Drunk, literally. Open bar, they cussing each other out, dropping F-bombs. I'm not making this up, but I passed through there. They cursing, it's bad. I passed Breakfast Club, Angela Ride them up there all. They had Andrew Gillum on the panel with them at the Breakfast Club.
Mm.
I know y'all remember who Andrew Gillum is. Mr. Dirty Sheets himself. Got stretched out by some of them, by the dumbest side of boys down there in Miami. They just stretched him out. He had a whole wife and kid at home, running for governor. These bootleg, man, look.
That's wild.
I'm trying to bridle my tongue hard, but I'm trying to bridle it. These are the people they kept putting in your face as representation of you. Again, Stacey Abrams, crashed and burned. Anytime the dumb society put forth a person and they get behind them, run from them. If they ain't vetted by the grassroots, run from them. You know how the establishment work at this point. You can't be that political naive to play this game with yourself. Your livelihood's at stake. Your future generation kids' livelihoods at stake. Do not let these people play games with your livelihood. They got all the money for everybody except you. Make it make sense. Your money at that. So this is a vote against the establishment by not voting. We know Trump's whole MO. Narcissistic, selfish, childish, businessman, spoiled, used to get in his way. He wants what the majority of people who's pushing behind him, who's going to blow his head up. And the first thing he's going to do, or he's enacting to do, is to prove that he has what the Democrats been trying to take away from literally, really, the American people. Power over their what? Power over their autonomous value. Not abortion, but over your basic autonomy, which is your what? First Amendment. Your voice. You can't scream and shout and curse out government to stop them letting what? Illegal immigrants over here. The only way you can do that is put somebody in that can what? Stroke that pen on policy to enforce law to make sure they do their job. Because a paycheck come behind you don't do that job and what? Shut down that border. I.e. National Guard, Homeland Security, i.e. anybody, even forcing Mexico to do their part. That's what he's going to do. Greatest deport, this is going to be like Moses. Trump full of Moses. He's going to have him just, boy, they can be on the I-10 by 10. You know they're scrambling right now. Again, trying to vote for her was the illegal immigrants. And legal immigrants who were trying to get their cousins and family members over here. They were undermining us to allow this foolishness for these people to come in to get unearned benefits. They were getting houses, they were getting cars, they were getting EBT, they were getting all these benefits that they didn't earn just by coming into the country illegally, breaking the law. And they got benefits over veterans, people who, man, make it make sense, bro. Look, I'm for helping people, but you're going to do it. Look, you don't come in like that, bro. That's like somebody coming in your house, kicking their feet up, going to your refrigerator, getting your favorite, little beverage, and they got dirty boots. Dave Chappelle, that Charlie Murphy style, white cow. That's my cow. Get your cow. That's exactly. Is that not what they did?
Yeah.
Whole people got kicked out their houses. Whole rec centers got shut down when kids used to go to play to keep themselves out of trouble. They shut down a whole rec center of kids just so they can house these illegal immigrants.
4 or 5 of those in Chicago.
Programs away from inner city youth. Man, make it make sense, man. Bro,
I hate to say this. I hate to say this, but the next 4 years is gonna be like it's gonna be a good show to watch. Like news wise, like it's gonna be crazy. Because he's got to take care of himself first, and once he gets done with that, like far as like legality that he's dealing with right now about sentencing, I know he's gonna pardon himself. I don't know what he's gonna do with that aspect. As far as like the government getting back on these people, that's gonna be crazy. He gonna get his get back for sure.
Yeah, he overtake. She was up in Michigan. He didn't overtook her in Michigan. It's only 68% report now, probably about 71, 72, because it's a little lagging there. But she was just up in Michigan. He didn't overtook her in Michigan now. And Wisconsin. She was up in Wisconsin and she was up in Michigan. Pennsylvania was always close, but he's pulling away from her in Michigan and Pennsylvania now. He's pulling away from her. 94% of the vote already counted for too in Pennsylvania. If he went literally any one of these top 3 up here, stick a fork in it. And the way that it's going, I mean, y'all see it. I'm right at 51. Yeah, that's almost a full 4. He up over 4 percentage points in Wisconsin. That's up there where the Muslim voters at. You know, they boycotted her because of Israel, you know, the whole thing. Michigan, it's some of them in Michigan too. And bro, she probably in the look, he barely he ain't beating her in Arizona. But it's still early. They're still halfway there. She can either come back for Arizona. Nevada's another one that they need to watch though. But we already know he got Alaska sold up. That's Republican all day. It's not even going to be close there. But the ones he really need to win, if I say if he just take Georgia and North Carolina, it's over. That's why I said that earlier. Look, even if she win let's say 2 out of 3, yeah. Okay, let's give her 2. Let's say she win Michigan. That's 15 vote, and that's 19, right? That's what 20. What? That's what? Excuse me. That's 34, right? That still put her at what? What's 34 times 14? That's what? 48. What it is?
40, 43, was it 47?
43, right? You need 270. If she picked them 2 up, she's still behind. Wisconsin is what? 10. How many?
Yeah,
that's no what? That's 250? What is it? So that means she has to win all 3 of them, and
she ain't winning another state. I mean, she needs 2 states. She damn need 3 states. No, 4.
You get it? What I said earlier. He take Jordan North Carolina away before they even took them. I said, oh, that's why I said that way earlier. I had to make sure I get in. Ain't no way. The path to victory for her was already saturated in a whole lot of whataboutisms. What about abortion? What about the? She couldn't get them illegal alien amnesty fast enough. Got him. Now they finna be on the first thing smoking right on up out of here. I'm talking about, boy, they finna get hit cross. Boy, look at him. It's a lot of, look, these jokers, they know they came over here and gotta come up. Because you know they ain't going through no turmoil in their country enough for them to come over here and claim migrant status like that. This was all an orchestrated grift. All of it. And they leapfrog hardworking people who sacrificed damn near everything to get their little so-called slice of this American dream and they can allow immigrants to come in and dictate their reality. Bro, I'm just saying, I gotta say this. If they would have pulled that finesse off, oh, all the National Guard and the FBI all around the country that remember they got all these people on active status waiting for riots and all that, you best believe they're gonna need every last one of them. They're gonna need every last one of them tonight and into next week and so on. I'm just gonna keep 100, man. Sometimes you gotta read the temperature, man, of the room. People ain't going for that dumb stuff. Only the gullibles try to actually pull this off. Meaning the slow, you know what I'm about to say, in the back, the gatekeepers, the boulets, and these people who just, hate him. They are a minority in the grand scheme of things. People are not going to put reproductive rights over their ability to feed and clothe themselves. That's a small minutia of people having to go through that at a point where, look, if you can't even feed and clothe and shelter, all right, I'll leave that alone. So all I'm saying is, oil market down 1.6 on NAMX right now. All about gas down. We know what that's all about. We know about oil down about 1.5%. The Trump gonna do what? Drill, baby, drill. You want to get the cost of everything down? You got to lower the cost of energy. Energy is the precursor to everything. Everything. Fuel is the biggest, or energy is the biggest cost that you got. It even supersedes food. Why? Because the lower the food, the fuel, the lower the what? Maintenance needed to grow crops, to produce it, to get the price down. Y'all know what it is. We invest, we market by the people. It handles everything else as prerequisite. It's falling order after that. You get gas down, everything else falls in line with it. Inflation, prices, everything else comes down to import, exports, whatever. All of it comes down. All that grifting of climate, energy, and Green New Deal. I'm cleaning the air. I'll be the first, but you got to do it in a way where it's sustainable, and you got to do it at incremental steps. You can't just jump out the gate and try to do it like they try to do. Keep in mind, they spent what was like $70 billion, $7 billion, and they only built like what 2 or 3 charging stations around the whole country. How, Sway? How? They ran on that, allocated money for it, spent some money for it, and only built 3 charging stations. Where the rest of the money went? Bro, yeah, these people, these some real high class vultures. They trash. Again, I'll go back to Snoop Dogg. And all you hookers and hoes. Bro, it's that bad. So again, I'm just, some of y'all, again, I get it. It's like the mystique and the nostalgia of a female being able to, it can't just be anybody though. Right? It can't just be anybody. Because merit has to matter. At some point, it has to matter. She just ain't, look.
She ain't the one.
She is not. Remember the movie The Matrix?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. It's not.
They said Michelle was supposed to run.
Say again. Well,
They said Michelle was supposed to run instead of
Michelle.
Kamala. Obama.
Oh, she was gonna do what now? I missed it.
She was supposed to run instead of
Oh,
Kamala.
run. Oh, that's why I say they know it was a throwaway campaign. That's why they wasn't gonna run their prize horses. They didn't give Michelle a whole, campaign. They couldn't give her a rush. That's why they pulled Gavin Newsom. Everybody thought it was gonna be Gavin Newsom or Michelle, or they was gonna bring Hillary back out one more try. This was all set up. Either it was gonna be Hillary. Well, I've ranked them in order how they would have liked it to go. It either was going to be Gavin Newsom, Michelle or Hillary second, then Kamala Harris was going to be the third option.
Right.
Keep in mind, Obama did not endorse Kamala for almost a whole what? It was almost
3 months,
a month.
4 months. Yeah.
It was almost a whole month before he came out and endorsed it. Only because he had to wait.
He had to wait till that check cleared.
Facts. Nancy Pelosi blowing up his phone every other night. Michelle like, who this? Why this ranking up raising keep calling? She's blowing his phone up.
Ranking up raising.
And then they went the backdoor route, and then they got what? Boom! He took it. Just like I said, there it is. It's a wrap.
What do you take?
PA.
To Pennsylvania?
PA. It's a wrap. Wrap. Look what she won. All of a sudden that we thought she could win. She even lost Erie. She won Pittsburgh, which we knew. We knew she was going to win Philadelphia, but Philadelphia, that vote was a dog fight. I saw several videos coming out of Philadelphia where the brothers and the Latinos, like Latino dude, were like, bro, we ain't working with her. So that's a very, watered down win for her in Philadelphia, even in Allentown. I've been through Allentown several times too. I was rolling in Philly a lot of times. My brother, that Hawk up there, Black and Nobel. I had to go up to Allentown, live here and there. But again, bro, but King of Prussia, all that, like suburban area, like I don't know if you've been to King of Prussia outside of Philly. That's where like the money is. Like if you live in Atlanta, like Gwinnett, that's how King of Prussia. That's where the money is. They got a big casino up there too. They also do a taste of Philly up there. I went to that several times, many other scenarios, but I already knew everything outside of that. Like she don't get none of that outside that area there. It's a wrap. So I only really had her taking the stuff that we know that she probably was in Pittsburgh, Philly, Allentown, and I forgot what the little town is right here. But everything else went red. But they were talking like she was going to take Pennsylvania in a very demonstrative way. Look at the pre-polling. Go back and find them old tapes. Oh, she should do really well in Pennsylvania because of blah 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 blah. We know she's gonna win Philly. We know she should win Pittsburgh and Erie. And okay. He about to win the popular vote. I'm so lit. I sat and watched these Democratic shields on Bloomberg crash out over this woman every day. It used to be sickening. Every time they came on the news to talk about the election, I used to cut it off. I knew what was coming. Same with most legacy media. Like most of you, they wasn't even watching that trash. Like, don't want to watch legacy media like that, but old people and shields for talking points. A lot of them finna get fired. Bakari Sellers, he finna be crying. Van Jones gonna be crying again. Abby Phillips, I found out she a whole shield. Not just because of Democrat, but shield. I'll leave that alone. It's many of them. Charlemagne crying. And Angela Rye definitely be crying, right? Remember, she just be, she a whole nothing. All these jokers gonna be crying tomorrow, bro. Remember, before the election, they was like, do this in the take about 2 or 3 days because of the scenario of the way that they count some votes like this.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't gonna be needed, bro. It ain't even needed now. Futures up almost 2% right now, bro. Futures up a whole 1.8 on the feet right now. 1.9 on the I think the Dow and the NASDAQ. This is the regular woman on Bloomberg. This woman here, she got my nerve. I don't even want to cut her and show you, put y'all through that agony. But everything she got up there whining and whining and whining. A whole immigrant. They came over and got a piece of jar. She thinks she got a way to talk trash to people who got bodies in the soil here. That's the part that get me, bro. Boy, we got whole lineage in the soil here. You got here yesterday, you finna say you gonna talk down on my people? The hell you is. Don't let that fake mystique of somebody get you a couple of dollars, get beside you. I got a whole lineage in the ground here. And a whole army of family all around this flood. Don't get it twisted. And that's what they were banking on. They trying to get them some new ones. And it ain't gonna happen. Grassroots got a big W tonight. I'm celebrating it. We were planning this. We've been talking about this for almost 4 years. Like, this is not gonna happen, bro. It's time we start getting something for our, look. Big W tonight. Big W tonight. They fighting back the tears. They got lumps in the throat. What was that Eminem verse? Palms are sweaty, about to upchuck mom spaghetti. They finna go through a whole. They finna go through a whole lose yourself moment tonight. Didn't she come out on with Eminem the other night? If I'm not mistaken, she came out on Eminem. Then Barack Obama, somebody brought Eminem out on stage, matter of fact.
Yeah.
He was rapping that same little song, matter of fact.
In Michigan, yeah.
Got him. He throwing all on his little Cohorn shoes tonight. They had the Avengers come on literally yesterday. Did you see that one? They had the whole Avengers crew. Incredible Hulk, Captain America, Tony Stark, Don Cheadle, Scarlett Johansson. They had every Avenger come out and endorse Kamala last night, and they made like a little skit out of it. Couldn't make this up. Everybody, all these celebrities crashed out for this old knee pad wearing East Indian. I'm gonna say
that's why she lost.
I'm taking the gloves off. All of them came out and crashed out for this. Beyonce, Kelly Rowland. Cardi B don't even matter. She just stayed trash. She just goofy. Megan, all of them crashed out over this. Plies, boy, somebody better run down on Plies. He was going over the top with his performing at Cooney. What you talking about? Well, somebody better run down on that boy, and he in my state too. That's why I'm hot about that. Real Floridians know what I'm talking about. They know what I'm talking about. We don't play that down, man. Look, he already questionable. His background questionable anyway. He better stay somewhere hidden behind some gates. That's all I'm gonna say. I'll leave that. I ain't making no threats over the internet. You two, don't y'all shut me down. But he definitely can't come out. Hard as he was shilling, boy, ain't no woman got to explain herself to you. Ain't no black woman got to explain herself to you. Black woman, where you see a black woman at, Fly? Boy, you crazy? Is you to hit your bump your squeaky voice, mouth, head, and stuff? Boy, what you talking about? Show me a black woman. Boy, like, these jokers crashed out hard over this woman, bro.
At the end of the day, they was there for a check. That mean they got paid to do something, right?
All of them. Luke, oh man, Luke was shilling so hard. With his look. Yo, I'm trying to keep it. Luke was another one. I don't know if you saw a lot of his video. He was crashing out really hard. He did a live, I think, just this past week, cussing everybody out. You irrelevant. Doodle Brown days is over with. Like, yeah, it was fun when I was growing up. Look, bro, we grown whole people now with families and real aspirations to get something out of this janky behind system. Here you is gatekeeping because you trying to get a. These niggas were trying to get jobs, bro. They were literally selling out to people to get jobs. Jobs. Like all of them. And a lot of them going to be fired first thing tomorrow morning. And they're going to be explaining and crying all over the internet and blaming who? Who they going to blame for this? Let that marinate for me. Somebody got to go to prison. It's that old adage, right? Somebody got to go to prison. Somebody got to go to prison. Yeah, somebody going to prison. Them jokers. The poverty prison. Them consulting dollars finna dry up. Roland finna be cursing. Roland finna be he already drunk. Watch it right here. Let's go find him real quick. Hold up 1 second. Let's go find him real quick. Let's go peek in on Roland real quick before I get out of here. He probably already cut his life. He's still on. He got all the shields over there right now on Roland. All of them. Dr. Greg Carr, Julianne Malveaux, right? Because y'all know they're in my backyard here in DC. All the shields out over there. Look at them. Fair use YouTube, fair use PubeTube. Fair use. Let me just get off the video and just play some of the audio. Maybe that's how you get around that a little bit. Fair use YouTube, fair use commentary. Can you hear that over?
No, I can't hear it.
Let me know if you can hear it good. Can you hear it?
No, I can't. It's going in and out.
What black? I forgot.
Don't give a shit. No, you know, stop.
Listen to him crying.
We're in Philadelphia.
Listen to him. We don't give a damn. Listen to him lying.
On the right.
Can you hear it over?
We were in
Yeah, I got it now. I got it.
Saturday, Sunday. We were the only black media outlet on the right. We were in Milwaukee Wednesday, Thursday. When I'm looking at I'm looking at who was broadcasting live, who was doing stories, and even when we talk about who's broadcasting live, this is how easy this is. The Harris campaign made it easy. You could just grab somebody's string. None of them. I got no problem saying this right now. BET got close to $10 million in advertising.
See, there you go. Here you go. Here you go now.
I know this as a fact.
This is what it was all about,
they
guys.
did BET did.
This is what it was all about. Them niggas were trying to get checks.
I don't know what the linear ratings were. What I do know,
She barely gave him an interview too. At the end of the campaign, she barely gave Roland an interview.
I can tell you right now, pastor's response to that fool Stein on our channel.
Fair use.
Done 1.1 million. Okay, so when I look at the magazines, when I look at all these different people, I'm like, okay, answer this: how many of these black networks had election coverage today? Here you on the verge of making history. How many of them were actually there?
On the verge of making history.
Ow.
Boy.
I'm not counting on these folks operating as the resistance, because I think for many of them it's still focused on entertainment and that kind of bullshit like that. But I will say this here. So let me speak from not a Democrat, but from a progressive, democratic liberal, whatever, however you want to frame.
And that's your downfall.
That Democratic Party.
Because you're not thinking like an agent, a free agent. You need to be independent if you're a black voter. You should never be a Democrat or Republican going forward.
Their asses are gonna have to wake up and say, how in the hell did we not fund an ecosystem?
They got washed. They got washed, bro. They got washed. Look at the chat. The chat going in on them. Old media tell the Democratic shield is over. You finished. Like a shame on you, grown for teeth. Look at we're doomed. They crashing out. I started this live about nearly 2 hours ago. I was watching them around about 11. They were crashing out then. They were drunk then and cutting each other out. Now they just outright taking the defeat. Now they're in that what they call that guilt phase. When you go through them different phases of denial, they're going through some serious coping right now. What he said when I first clicked on, black, we really don't give a, you a whole lot. You're crying for media coverage to get interviews with this woman to get a bag, some of that what? That donor money that they raised for her, and they barely got nickels. And a lot of them didn't even get paid. Remember, they had an article about a month ago, 2 months ago, where the black journalists weren't even getting paid. The white ones were getting the bag, they were not paying these black ones. They put on a case this woman didn't even get paid. And the chat going in on too. That's well, they just sticking a knife in it and twisting it. And they cannot run tomorrow. They can't hide over the weekend because it's early in the week too. It's a Tuesday going into a Wednesday. They can't even hide over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to get ran off the clock. They cut to a scene in DC, right in my little backyard. They got all the AKs out there doing line dances and drill dances at an election. All the white folks sitting in the crowd just looking around waiting. The black ones out there in all pink, pearls on and dancing. Like, ain't nobody doing that goofiness no more. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're gonna learn today. As the saying goes, they're gonna learn today.
They outsourced it. They literally outsourced it to Charlie Kirk.
Fair use. YouTube, fair use, commentary.
Billionaires gave damn near $1 billion. Okay? Ain't like he had a real campaign. It's not like he was dropping policy papers, things along those lines.
Blows up the notion of everything we've seen.
But so all this stuff,
Let's show them cope.
do that.
They coping hard.
But this thing also
Here it comes. Now it's misogyny, it's black men fault.
What you're dealing with
Shields.
I'm telling you, I live every day in setting a narrative.
That has failed.
Joe Biden's presidency term. What was it? The debate. No, what was it?
Not even to tell on themselves. They knew this guy was incompetent. Not even to tell on themselves.
No.
Listen to him. They coping.
No. It's about 20 y'all. No. I want you to throw out. No.
Listen to him. Listen to the Shields. They crashing out.
No. I can't believe you ain't saying it.
I'm tired.
No. Oh, when he said he was a Zionist. No. Afghanistan. If you go back and look at the presidency, that shit was flying.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it now.
His numbers.
Fair use, YouTube. Fair use.
They were calling this competent. They had no drama. They were sitting here just, I mean, it was just flowing. It was, I'm talking about folks like, oh shit. Here they got the 18. Afghanistan.
Listen to him. Listen to him. Listen to him making excuses.
Change the approval numbers, and his approval numbers never recovered because the narrative was established that
Democrats and got washed tonight.
They ain't feeling right now.
Look at all of these shields up here, right? Y'all see this? Y'all got, look at them. All these boule, old, worn out hookers and hoes. Excuse my language. I got to go there because we know what that whole life is all about. I did military and I did college. I know the MO. Washed up hookers and hoes that are looking for consulting jobs. And they thought they had a prize force in Kamala. Turned out she was a whole fraud. They bet it all on the line on her. They didn't hold her feet to the fire on nothing. They was not really giving you substantive policies that they know black people were really tired of waiting on, that they sat and waited for and gave everybody the opportunity to leapfrog us for so many years and knew this was our time to get something. And these dudes stood in the way, and women stood in the way, gatekeeping that momentum, that momentum. And the mentality that we had behind us saying, it's all about now. And all of them right now got that drunk look on their face. They sweaty, they smell like liquor, and they got to walk the walk of shame. And that DC cold air gonna hit when they go outside. And they're gonna catch the flu. I ain't gonna put that pressure. Bro, this a sad group of gatekeepers right now. A sad group. These niggas were looking for jobs. Excuse my language, guys. They were looking for jobs. They were not putting black people first. They was looking to put illegal immigrants first, sending money to Ukraine, policies that didn't directly benefit black. They were looking to put all those people first over you. So they can get them a job, a contract, a consulting fee, something like that. Democrats got washed tonight, which I knew was going to be the case. And not only that, down ballot, they got washed too. A lot of down ballot races, they got washed up in them lanes as well. Tomorrow, all that stuff gonna come out tomorrow. Like a lot of down ballots, a lot of them got washed in that too. That was expected to win. They did get some win, but they definitely had some L's too.
Hey, go ahead and check them out one more time.
Oh yeah, they done. That thing just flipped. I told Pennsylvania, it's officially just flipped now. And he beat her by 3 whole points. It wasn't even supposed to be that close. Well, it's still 95% of the vote, but they went ahead and gave it to him because they know it's a wrap. So everybody they needed to win coming out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at a time, they done it. They done it. They shot, they done it. Look, they got some crimson red spots picking up in these smaller outlets. Boy, I told man, these folks ain't gonna let you look. Boy, when they come for you, they come for you. A whole rap. Like you could, man, look, they've been woo, Gina.
Like I said, the next 4 years is gonna be entertaining.
Man, and look at, and he taking the lead even more in Michigan, bro. Them Muslims are revolting against him in Michigan. They thought she actually had a chance in Michigan. Keep in mind, they were happy from Pennsylvania, but they really thought she had a chance in Pennsylvania. Excuse me, Michigan. Listen to it. Now, Trump speaking out. He finally took the stage.
Our country is
Can you hear it?
nothing like this. I want to thank the American people for the extraordinary. Thank you. 27th president and your 45th president.
It ain't even close, bro. They were like, it's gonna be close. He done won the popular vote, the electoral college vote, and they got most of the Senate. It's a whole red wave. Yeah, Lee. They tried to run the biggest finesse ever, the Democrats. Ever. They got washed. Well, I know that DJT stock right now is flying on Robinhood. Let me see. Where I'm at. Oh, damn. I'm down in the search bar. I thought I was up in there.
In Michigan, Arizona, Alaska, which resulted in scaring at least 300 other killed in the state.
Look at that. That thing up a whole $25 out. No, hold on, this is not the one. Where's
because there was no other path.
a whole $14 right now out. It's up near 50%.
We also won the popular vote.
Rip. This stock probably open up around about 55, 60 tomorrow. If not, yeah, somewhere around there.
Oh yeah. Definitely, yeah, 55, 60, yeah.
Crazy.
The popular vote was very nice.
We don't even hear his speak because we kind of knew what was coming. People, I mean, they were really, they thought dude had, they really thought, that they say think and get you in trouble. That all that I thought, yeah. See, I thought her. Man, I mean, they were really, yeah. I'm gonna cut my voice down. Man, it's over, guys. It is a whole wrap. And again, it just goes to show you, man, these people, look. I mean, y'all know, I can say the quiet part out loud, but I won't. I think y'all already know why she lost. It's a whole homogenous movement. That's basically what it was. And not only that, they tricked a lot of these surrogates. The same people who were putting the battery in her back, who were waiting to see if she actually had a chance, was secretly turning around voting for that guy.
That's crazy.
Think about that. The turnout don't lie. He won a popular vote, winning it, and decisively with the electoral college. Yet you had white dudes for Kamala Harris, black women for Kamala Harris live stream, black dudes for Kamala Harris, billions of dollars raised from C-suite to celebrities to grass. Bro, somebody lying. Somebody lied.
Big time.
Sense. Features ripping. Man, tomorrow going to, well, today, it's going to be crazy. Future from the open the next, what, hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's sad, too, because I know, man, I ain't going to get no sleep. I already know I want to trade 4 a.m. But I know I need to go to sleep, man. It's not even worth the money. It's worth the money, but it ain't even worth it at this point. Bro, it ain't even worth it. I ain't even worth it. But look.
Hey, I mean, do you trade this? No, it's one of them.
Well, for him, you know, I traded futures too, but he's already rocking. Like the Dow was up 2.11%. Dow is rocking. We know why the Dow's rocking. See, Dow favors a lot of Trump stocks.
Yep.
They're very industrial. The Make America Great Again thing, that's all industrial. Remember all the stocks before?
Yep.
U.S. Steel, Nucor. We talked about it because all the stocks you like. Remember Nucor? There was pavement, road, bridges, and stuff like that. We did that ETF a while back. Remember? All them stocks right now from the boom. So that's just out the gate. I mean, we can go into depth. I'll probably get if I get a chance to come back on again tomorrow. I may try to do something tomorrow. Maybe midday after I get a little power nap. Maybe make a couple of plays, get a power nap in. And I got some appointments tomorrow too. Know what I do. Man, I don't know. I'll see. But yeah, I'll come back. But we'll do a list because just like we did with Biden. Remember when Biden came in office, we did a whole list of the stocks that we knew that was going to be popping underneath here, and all of them turned out. They did what they were supposed to do. We'll do the same for Trump, but we already know because it's the same playbook. But this time it's really going to be, it's going to be expedited. Why? Because their mandate is in a way where they know the policy value that he's already established before. Now, the tariffs that he already have on, he's probably going to up the ante on those. He's going to, stick, NATO in the back, with some poke pins. He's going to really go after them. That's another scenario to look at. And again, oil, for what we know, is finna, basically it's going, I'm not gonna say it's just gonna completely collapse, but it's finna start heading south. Because he's gonna drill. He definitely gonna, because that's the only way you break, people make it like it's rocket science. It's not. The only way you bring a country's economy out of what we consider to be the vestiges of a recession is you got to lower your energy costs. Energy is the precursor for everything. You got to lower your energy costs. Biden kept trying to play it both ways. He was holding American taxpayers hostage, essentially by what? Sending every little bit of money we did have overseas, and the rest he was giving it to what? Migrants and everybody else backdoor dealing, and he wasn't really focusing on really questioning the inflation. He was banking on what? Janet Yellen doing it by issuance of bonds. It was all, like I said, this was the obvious grill that they were trying to pull off. And they almost pulled it off. Because she was going to be 100% spitting image of Joe Biden. She literally came out and said, they asked her, how are you going to differentiate yourself from Joe Biden? Not really. It's nothing that, I would have did anything different. Okay, so you're going to do the same thing? Okay. Bro, we trying to throw you a bone. A sister, whoever they were, we trying to throw you a bone, ma'am. And you still not going to? Okay. It was a throwaway campaign. I was literally telling people that literally 3 months ago. I said, it's going to be a throwaway campaign. They can't be serious with this woman. They can't be serious with her. And that's why she's the scapegoat, because after she crashed and burned, guess what? She can't never run again.
Nope.
Her or Tim Walz. Tim Walz is done. So all that foolishness that he was doing up there in Minnesota too, and putting tampons in boys' bathroom and trying to, to legalize sex, like both of them done. They might get on a little raft or inner tube out to sea. They might have hit the Gilligan's Island right now. It's a wrap. She gonna get kicked out of the naval base down there in the DC. Yep. She got a couple more months. Pack her bag, get up out of here. Go back to California. Done. But they tried to pull the biggest finesse ever, guys. They tried to pull the biggest finesse ever. Couldn't make this up.
Make people see right through it.
Right through it. Let's do some more shilling real quick. Fair use YouTube, fair use too. Let's hear a little bit more some shilling real quick here. One sec. Let me find where this. Hold up. Yeah, let's hear some crying right now.
Done everything for that story. It's something.
They sick, guys.
You gotta do this here.
They sick.
So what do we do in a situation where, as we say,
They got sweet. This was like a
a
ball. No, this is like a Michael Jordan back in his prime against Portland, Oregon. A whole sweep. They got whipped. See, they ain't talking about NATO.
Okay.
Here it come.
Y'all fight that out. Meaning, okay, all your Republicans, listen, y'all really believe in NATO.
This is where it gets interesting, right?
They know they don't believe in it.
In the last,
You got inner party.
They crying right now. I'm just loving this, boy.
right? In the last 100 days,
I'm
Black
loving it.
Harris spark on this. You have, the advocates, the Denver movements, right? Two decorated, heroes of this country that just happen to be congressmen. Both Air Force, one, intelligence also. In a world where not one.
All the women, they text, they looking down on their phone right now. They thought they were gonna get them a bag, rolling promise them a whole bag, and they gonna go on saying, you gotta see the face on these people right now, boy. They look like they defeated, bro. Keep in mind, these were the ones who were shilling extra hard for Massa. Extra hard. And all of them got this look on their face like, bro, you told us we were gonna be good. She told us we were gonna be good. And they went with it. Cussed their own people out, demoralized, people who had a legitimate right to have complaints, overlooked them, downplayed them, act like they were, children. Now they up here like, man, I don't know how we gonna pay this mortgage next couple months. I hope they save some money. I hope they save some money. I don't wish bad on nobody, but if you treasonous, if you pulling treasonous stumps out, out your little bag to go against the fold of the people, off with the head. So be it. They out of here.
They're literally all matter. In a world where Donald Trump, Department of Homeland Security Secretary, also his chief staff, is telling you, don't vote for this guy, don't get this guy power again. When it's George Bush, they're saying, don't get this guy power again. When Vice President
Crash out. Crash out.
When Vance doesn't understand he's the candidate because Pence is absent for a literal reason, and then more importantly, right, when Mark Esper, whose hands were tied when it came to voting,
bro, they had a whole DJ. They had a whole DJ up in here. He thought they were gonna be partying tonight. Bro, did y'all see? Oh, y'all forgot I ain't sharing it. My bad. Let me stop, man. Let me get off the thing. Let me go to bed, man. I gotta show this here, bro. They had a whole DJ back there. We should have Alvin's DJ back there behind him, bro. Look at this. I ain't making this up, but bro. Hold on, wait. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. They had a whole DJ. Roland thought he was gonna have him a party. He thought they were gonna get that. She was gonna win, and they were gonna get that call. Like, yeah, y'all good. That check from the clear. What had happened was look on his face. But they coping tonight. They are coping hard.
Actually, in the last 90 days, right? In the last 90 days from Vice President.
Fair you.
The advocates, the Denver movements, right?
Fair you.
Rated, heroes of this country that just happen to be congressmen. Both Air Force, one,
real quick.
In the world where
Michigan still coming in. Oh, he mollywopping her in Michigan.
should have been the way to call that.
He say mollywopping her.
There's
Bro, Wisconsin, mollywopping her. He mollywopping her in Wisconsin and Michigan. And Nevada. Mollywopping.
Department of Homeland security secretary also.
All this long, blonde, weed, sorority. Bro, bro had a whole DJ back here.
You Miami?
Fair use, YouTube, fair use.
For a little
I'm about to log off in a way, so they can cut it if they want. Look at that. Yep. You see it back there over?
Yeah.
What's going on? Y'all see the building too. We got a whole DJ back there. I'm so happy to see these jumping crash out, bro. They had pictures of Obama back there. They just thought their little surrogate daddy was gonna save them and bail them out, and they just got caught with a hit across the head with a can of biscuit. It's a wrap. It's a whole wrap. They got hit with a can of biscuit and it popped on it. The biscuit was busting. Bruh, couldn't make this up, man. What's going on, Chaos? What's going on, man? Peace out, probably just slid in the door in the late hour. I'll get ready to crash out myself in a minute and hit this bed. Man.
What's good, African porn, Kimmy?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, you sound good.
So now we gotta look back of the failure of Miss Harris. You know, what went wrong? You know, because a lot of people feel say that, you know, she had this in the bag. I've been hearing this now for last month. But when we look at the numbers don't look good. Ain't gonna be no changing once it's time to tally up the votes. As the scene right there, it's proven. It was not even close, man.
Oh yeah, they straight got washed. They got washed tonight.
And here's the funny thing: they tried to prolong it. Said they didn't want to give it to him. They were going to say maybe in the state of Upper East Coast,
Pennsylvania. They were saying Pennsylvania gonna take about 3 days. They literally said at the beginning of the night's tally, they're already saying that Pennsylvania will at least take 3 days, based upon the fact the way that they count.
Yeah,
it's over already. It's over before it even got started. Bro, straight wash tonight. They got washed. And not only that, again, we talking about Senate. They got washed in the Senate. And they already had the House. Keep in mind, Republicans already had the House. And the way that the system is set up, not always, but most times, if an incumbent president do not retain their seat as president, that incumbent or that new president, chances are, if they flip, that means the people that was already behind them down ballot had a lot of momentum, and their constituency helped push their lead candidate over the top. So they would typically vote, down ballot in a way that mirrors that of their top ticket. And every bit of it came down, the pipe it was supposed to. Down ballot, Republicans cleaned up a lot of little small, district seats and this, that, and the third, Senate, whatever that they figured that they probably can get and twist and turn, and they did. So you talking about a whole red wave. They were talking about a potential red wave back in late September. They say the possibility of it was obviously real. And then they put on a heavy propaganda campaign for Kamala. And it all but seemed impossible for Trump to have such a scenario to pull something like that off, because all the celebrities, all the money they kept raising from donors and this, that, and the third. And this thing, okay, here we are, moment of truth. She fall flat on her face. As if it was just test, it's like this was a test run to see if they can actually pull this off. That's how I really feel. Deep down, I really feel like this was a test run. They want to see if they can pull off such a shortened, pro-train type of campaign run on the American people in a way where they can fool them with celebrities and goofiness and bootleg gate. They thought they could fool everybody. And it crashed and burned because, again, at the end of the day, look, you can only get away with so much. And it was just obvious that they didn't have enough, substance to kind of pull this off in a way where it was going to be, I should say groundbreaking. Because it's not so much the fact, because they're going to try to push that misogynistic line tomorrow. It's a lie. They're going to push the sexist line, all that stuff. It's a lie. They're going to blame black men. They can't even blame black men now, because it's not even close. Think about that. They cannot blame even black men because it's not even close. He washed her. He washed them.
But African porn, how you gonna blame black men when we look at the numbers? This is not even. It was up to like 200 something. It was like 245. or close to it, then we could say maybe. But really, if we play black man, that's their fault. Make
not even
a
close.
good deal.
They
You
can't.
know that you got to offer black men a better deal. That's their rule. You can't do that. And you think black men go sit and say because my mama's black, you're black, we're gonna pick this mixed woman? Get the hell out of here.
It's an insult to injury, in a way where, or injury to or insult to injury, obviously, or flip first. I'm tired, but it's the idea that they were really trying to, again, run a campaign on literally two things: fear and a scorned woman. Let's make no mistake about it, guys. I mean, let's keep 100. This whole shortened campaign that they ran, pushed us out there, like get out there and run a campaign. It was on fear and a scorned woman mentality.
Yep.
And if you be honest, let's be honest. If we're gonna be honest about it, because we love our sisters, do not let these people get in the way of dividing us from our women. They always try to do that. Their greatest playbook is always trying to divide black women from black men. That's the greatest playbook. But we knew that whole abortion thing was going to be the litmus that they tried to use to wedge the black woman against the black man. It was not really a big issue like that, even so much under Biden, because even before Biden did that debate with Donald Trump, they was not pushing abortion the way that they pushed it under Kamala when she got at the head of the ticket. Why? It was on the docket in some aspect, but not like how it was as soon as they gave the mantle to Kamala. Why? Because they tried to use that women mystique mojo. The idea that you're gonna do this to a woman and a black woman, because all the rhetoric behind the abortion stuff was based upon black women down on operating tables, having to get C-section, all this stuff. It was all based upon mortality rates that black women were dealing with because of malpractice. So it wasn't necessarily the woman, it was malpractice that caused more mortality, which you can't have it both ways. Either she wanted to save her baby or she was actually trying to kill her baby. So they tried us, bro. I'm gonna talk about it again. I'm just tired now. I really want to go in here. I just need to get some sleep, collect my thoughts so I can come back out because I've been taking notes. I've been really putting forth. I mean, again, I've been posting this stuff. Like my Facebook page is all about all this. Again, it got to the point where I knew people like, man, here you go again, dumping on Kamala. Like, they just stopped me. They're like, bro, we ain't gonna give you no more airtime. Like my whole page was based upon, again, telling the truth, right? Like all this is like people like, bro, we don't want to hear it no more. We trying to go at Kamala, and here you is up there trying to go against her. But everything, majority of my stuff was all about her, showing you how, basically she was gonna take the L and she was just cosplaying, right? And it's literally, it came down to the end, that's when you started hearing all the dissent. We knew it was there anyway. Now all of a sudden, 2 or 3 days out before the election, high profile Dems declined to endorse Kamala Harris. Y'all were just going hard body for a whole month and a half, 2 months. What happened? It was all good just a week ago mentality, right? So yeah, we knew what was up. We knew what was up, right? Look at it. Yeah, we created went in with that Kamala Employee of the Month at McDowell's. But yeah, I had so many.
McDowell.
A whole Employee of the Month at McDowell's. They got to go to art. No, go to arts. We got to go to arts. Whole employee, right? Look at it. Democrats and Harris campaign officials reportedly believe she will lose. Already starting to point fingers. This was on the 27th of October. Why were they saying that, somewhat 6-7 days out before the election? After all this brouhaha fanfare that they were pumping with her. Make it make sense, guys. All the Cardi B, the ratchetness, and Beyonce, make it make sense. What the 2024 campaign means for your wallet. We know what it means. Black Trump supporters lay into Kamala Harris on MSNBC. We all know she isn't black. Fact. Black women know our people. Black men know our people. Harris claimed she was honest with American people about buying mental acuity. Do y'all believe that? This woman put on a whole cosplay protecting this dude. Knowing Biden been a man, look. Fraud, whole fraud. She was a whole fraud. I mean, I could go on for days, man. Again, Professor Black Truth definitely posted all this video because he go in. The case against Kamala Harris, very obvious it was a case against her. Trump trolling her, right? Went to McDonald's, working in the McDonald's drive-through window, straight trolled her. Right? Biden administration, Biden and Kamala Harris administration states widen doorway for illegal immigrants to what? To Medicaid hospitals. Bro. States a widened doorway for illegal aliens to what? Get Medicaid and hospital care. They were going to flood the zone with illegal immigrants, guys. They were trying to dilute you and replace you. People are not crazy, bro. They woke up
Real quick.
real quick. I'm talking about, bro. Look, again, man, it's just so obvious. It was so obvious. And I'm like, I can't be the only one. I mean, I know I wasn't the only one, but a lot of people just like, okay, they really thought she had a chance in a way that was relevant and credible, based on substantive policies, actionable, intel. Yeah, one was the president for the last, vice president for the last 3 years, and then 4 years. I mean, the military whole mess, like everything is just, anyway. Yeah, so yeah, they crashing out.
The whole January,
Fair use, YouTube, fair use.
And when Donald Trump went to literally the only reason we didn't have armed forces going against civilians on the street was because of Mark Esper. So my issue is this: when my guy, and I say my guys as the Republicans for Harris, we put it all on the line. We said, "Fuck it, we here." We understand the most, right?
Let's go.
We said, "Fuck it, we here." All right.
Crashing out.
Let the motherfucker burn down.
Let's do it.
Let the fight happen. Because, the James Langford is still around. The Marco Rubio that are supposedly supernaturally carried now they can with Donald Trump want to pull out of NATO and let Russia just come on and run through. Nikki Haley spent the last week begging Donald Trump to put her up on stage or whatever, and she's supposed to be this national security hawk. The Lindsey Grahams of the world. Right. Insert Senator here, Mike Lee. Right. Senator here, Ted Cruz is reelected. Now you motherfuckers gotta go deal with Donald Trump. Right. You empowered him. You wanted him reelected. And when he puts the cages up and the concentration camps,
Let's do it. Y'all hear these? Do y'all hear these bootlegs? Y'all hear these bootlegs? Talking about Donald Trump putting the cages in the concentration camp. They really tried to manifest that whole lie. This whole bull job 2025 grip lie. They really tried to push that goofiness. Guys, I'm just, bro. I'm just look, all right. I'm done, man. Let me just let me save a little dignity and a little strength so I can wake up tomorrow and have my faculty together. Barely gonna get some sleep as it is. It'd be nice to see him watch these Democrats crash out for the rest of the night. Because they crashing out. We was already planning that this is gonna be a nasty crash out. And it's happening. Oh, it's happening. I mean, most of them ain't gonna go to bed tonight, right? Most of them ain't gonna go to bed tonight. They're gonna be up cussing and drinking all night, right? Breakfast Club, they already shut down there. They shut theirs down. They smart. They got out of here. They were live too. They shut their whole feed down and dipped. They like, I'm out. bro, yeah. So again, I try to get on in a while. Maybe if I get a chance tomorrow. It's looking bad out here, boys. Looking bad out here for these jokers. Bad out here for these jokers. They're gonna be crashing out all night long. They're gonna go to bed. They're gonna be sweaty and musty. They got that defeat stench on them. That's that defeat stench. They're gonna be musty and just crying all night long. All night long. Another shield here.
Black people should get into the STEM, get into medical, get into GovTech, and get into those type of jobs.
How are they gonna get into that? Affirmative action is they don't have affirmative action.
But we look, yeah, we're about to have a Senate to Supreme Court, so serious shit, the civil rights.
Some real fucked stuff going on.
You know,
What are you talking about anymore? It's 2024, 952. What are you talking about? Stop living in the past.
They crashing out.
and you know.
Oh yeah, they like they find each other.
This is that one guy, Amazing Lucas. He turned to be another shield.
He just went to like one.
He was using black people early to get his views up when he was going in on white folks. Then he switched and turned Democrat. Somebody tried to cut him a check. He straight switched up.
Worried about the government again.
Yeah.
You know, right. I'm gonna win.
Let's talk.
You know, I'm out of town in MAGA country.
Yeah.
You know, they're gonna go fucking crazy.
Fair use, you two, fair use.
You know, people. So a lot of people, but what was crazy, if you look at that breakdown, new voters went to Trump by like.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Really? They sick, boy. They sick.
And, you know, earlier with Sketch, and I'm like, you know, they really going to try to kill him again. So because JD Vance is, you know, he's the heritage.
They outright saying it all on YouTube. We're gonna try to kill him again. Yeah.
JD Vance very much want to say Christian nationalist state.
Oh, I think you'll definitely get it.
Yeah, because I mean, like, how many months before like Trump has a serious heart attack or something, and now JD has to be the president and he'll make Vivek his VP or some shit. I don't know.
Only time will tell.
But no, when I was dying.
I totally forgot about dating Vance. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
They lying, boy. They crashing out. They heartbroken tonight. They are heartbroken. I mean, I didn't have a dog in the fight. I was just standing on lineage business. Y'all ain't gonna disrespect my ancestors. Right? That's what it was all about for me. Y'all are not gonna disrespect my ancestors. And that's what it was all about. And you ain't gonna put those cards playing East Indian woman. Look, anyway, guys, this has been real. I'm tired. It's been a long day. I got several appointments tomorrow I got to tend to. Hope I get a chance to come on tomorrow. Let me see. I got a window maybe between. I may have a little window a little bit after lunchtime. I'm gonna see. If I have a little window, I'm gonna try to come back on. But yeah, thank y'all for being patient, man. I hope y'all, again, this is not, again, if you were, for Kamala at any point, meaning anybody here, again, no disrespect to the value you vote, your vote does count. Your values count. Whatever you put your energy for, again, votes are transactional. But just believe, it's much bigger than, again, than how they present this system, as it being for the people. It's much bigger than that. I really believe the market kind of made this shift, and they was not going to, again, they'll say one thing in front of the camera, they'll be doing something totally different, behind the scene. And I think that's what it was. I think they really felt, the people were pretty much at wit's end with this. Like, you just not gonna disrespect them in their face like that. All the millions of dollars going out the door, illegal immigrants, excuse me. It was just like, no, it was just a hot button, hot button topic a lot of people's dinner table. And it was like, it's not going for it. So yeah. So again, y'all get a chance to watch all, tomorrow gonna be a whole lot of explaining, a whole lot of shield. Well, today I keep saying tomorrow, but in the AM, gonna be a ton of that. So get you some popcorn, get your little favorite favorites and just flip through all the YouTube channels tomorrow, because it's gonna be a lot of that tomorrow. It's gonna be jokers crying, and it's gonna be some jokers gonna want to fight. They're gonna want to fight somebody, because they're gonna be coping hard. We're gonna be coping hard tomorrow. So yeah, just stay the course, stay focused on what you're trying to build, man. Just realize you dictate your own policy. Get your bag right, you dictate your own policy. Right? And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Work on getting your own bag right. Don't let government define you, because that's what a lot of people they depend on. They depend on the government defining you. And that's not what we need. We need small government, more sovereign autonomy. You need to be in control more. That's what it's all about, guys. All right, so guys, peace, power, profit, everybody. Hope to be back on a little bit tomorrow, maybe a little bit afternoon when I'm a little rested, more spoken right now. My voice is slurring. I'm tired. It's been a long day. Right, I don't even want to watch Bloomberg for the rest of the night, because they're going to be crying all night. They already crying. Yeah, they were going so hard, shilling so hard for Kamala Harris. Goodness, it just all these people were shilling for her. It was just tragic, and she got washed. Ooh, she got washed. What's going on over Chris? Over Christian Walker? I see you over busy. Yeah, man. What's going on? We'll get it in tomorrow. Like I said, we'll get it in tomorrow. Peace, power, profit to the fam. I see y'all in the building. Over Zane, the building came through. Brother Snotball, Pastor Gary, Thomas Sr., thank you for coming through, fam. Thank you for Brother Ramirez, right? Or Ramirez, I keep saying Ramirez. Thank you for coming through. Over Chaos came through, of course. Brother Savvy came through. Brother Matthew, we see you in the building. Mateo came through, and obviously Over Brandon, thank you for coming through, man, holding it down with me, man. I always count on the brothers to come through, man. Again, what an interesting evening, man. We got some, again, internet gonna be lit up tomorrow. Trump broke the internet. Cat Williams did it at the beginning of the year, and Trump closing out the year breaking it. He broke it with Joe Rogan the other night, and he broke it with this election. So yeah, it's gonna be some. A lot of people scared tomorrow. So keep in mind, everybody that was on, the Diddy tapes, just like Jeffrey Epstein, they are scared now. Kamala Harris were their only, she was their only saving grace. I mean, if they go hard and prosecute him and really go after the people on that list, a lot of people going to get exposed. Think about that. That's why they would come out endorsing him. We already know Jay-Z and Beyonce was at them parties. That ain't even up for debate. Right? Whatever, they just keep 100. They were there. He heard and came out and endorsed. So anyway, let me move on, Doc. Let me get out of here. We'll be back on again, talk about all it. Y'all have a good evening, man. Y'all have a good night. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace, power, profit, everybody.
All right, peace, over.
Good night, family. Good night.